in 3, 2, 1. I still don't know the timing. I meant to do a whole intro video, cool intro video and everything. Then the Neo started doing, I was like, I don't want to like copy that exactly. So I'm just gonna awkwardly speak. But I believe we're started, guys. Once again, welcome back to another Monday night stay at home open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. My name is Richie Amanrufo, and I am the project director of Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, aka BWOMS. I'm rocking the shirt today, actually. Did you know we have t-shirts? So if you guys want to support the cause, we actually do have links, I believe, on our website, and I'll post them on the YouTube live stream and here on the Zoom link. But this is a good way to support BWOMS and also getting to rock a t-shirt. These are made to order, so it's kind of cool. It comes in 4 different colors, and it's sprouting a design that I made of a typewriter that's blooming flowers, because we have all sorts of flowery language and growth and color here that you get the image. It's an image. With that said, we've been doing this nonstop since the end of April of 2020. And it's been life-changing in many ways. We've got to meet so many new friends along the way. And this is just an online community of many. In many ways, it's like a thread of support for performers. So if you're tuning in right now on YouTube, I thank you. We do have a great show. And also you might want to check. You can also check in the comments to see if there are timestamps. This is archived week to week. So if you ever want to show somebody a specific performance, you can go back and Kit, the awesome Kit, Mr. Monday Night, who we'll be reading a little later tonight, always goes in timestamps. He leaves that, using his football video analytical skills that he uses to go through video highlights. Just goes through and does that week in and week out. With that said, though, the whole concept of the online mic is pretty easy. Most of you guys already know because you've been here before. But if you're tuning in for the first time, everyone signs up online. You can follow us online at the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even YouTube. YouTube's actually a pretty good place to get the list because I also post it up. As soon as I post up the live stream link, before it goes live, the list is on there. So that's also a little hint. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you'll get notified. I think you have to click a little bell, but you get the notification that I set it up. And if you click on the description, the link to sign up is always there. That's usually one of the first places it goes, by the way. So if you want to get on there like super fast, that's a good like a life pro tip. I don't know, not really, but anyway, people are going to go up and do their thing. Normally we get like 5 to 7 minutes to do their thing. Today, the list isn't as full as usual, although I do usually count on people coming into the Zoom and into our Zoom chat and asking to sign on, which is perfect. That's perfectly fine. It is a lot of poetry, but we do, of course, welcome music and any other type of performing arts. I made a request for dance last time, and Cameron came through and did a dance piece. And even though the audio didn't work exactly like it was planned, I thought it was on purpose. I thought it was like we still all loved it. So if you guys have ideas, the whole idea is just a space to let things out, try out new ideas, try out new writing, dust off some writing. But as always, I'm gonna call upon you guys, and after you're done, I encourage you guys to share your social media or links to purchase books or websites or anywhere you share your content where people can support you, because week in and week out, we always have new people tuning in, especially people who live in the US Southwest, in the El Paso area. Now that the new semester has started, I will have students tuning in, and I also know colleagues that share these. So, new audience, might as well share these things. So with that said, like I said, my name is Rich. I'm going to be your host and try not to ramble on so much. I do it. It happens. But, and sometimes I turn it into a podcast, but either way, we're going to keep going. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to kick things off in El Paso, Texas, where we have one of our strongest readers, someone who's been representing the literary scene in El Paso for a good while. She's been published in all sorts of prestigious journals, and it's just excellent when she can make it out to these nights as well. Let's go ahead and welcome our first reader. Let's hear it for Robin Schofield. Welcome, Robin. Great to have you back. How are you tonight?
Thanks, Richie. I'm pretty good. It looks like we're going to finally get some cool weather tomorrow here. It's been a very hot and smoky September. And With that said, I'm going to read some very depressing poems. They're not exactly new. They're newly reworked. And since I'm an inveterate page poet, I'm going to send them off to a publication pretty soon. So I thought I might read them since I'm working on them. Coming extinction. An Australian biologist says, your grandchild born today will likely see the end of civilization. Meanwhile, the nation states meet in Paris to discuss and sign an accord, but do nothing. The International Oil Company ship heads to the Arctic to further spoil what was the last of the pristine, with the search for more fossil fuels, which were the ferns that fed the dinosaurs. We are no different from the velociraptors, clever and bloodthirsty, too clever by half, and they went extinct. Children, who could survive flood and drought, fire in the rainforest, the pillaging of the earth for sunlight stored in tar sands, who could survive the mass migrations, the food shortages, the water wars. Children, I admit I drove a gasoline car in a Western city. I took planes. I admit to my carbon footprint. I cannot re-engineer the past. Children, I leave you with melting glaciers. I leave you with the poor in spirit. My friend says, we need a change in consciousness. No, I say, we need carbon catching technology, a giant shade cloth for the earth. He says, a higher consciousness will save us all. There will be no place to hide, I say. My friend says, there is no place to hide now. The whole world is burning, I say. My friend says, the world's been burning all along. Get to the other one. Whoops, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. This one is a villanelle, 19 lines. So still about climate change. Dawn in the desert, urban wildlife scene. Aware of the heartbeat of a hare, I take my dog through the hills the short way before sunrise breaks into the lilac air and streaks over the Franklins, those bare boulders that shelter hawks with shade, aware of the heartbeat of a hare. The sun's weight too heavy to bear, this spring too hot, rain delayed before sunrise breaks into the lilac air, currents as coyotes return to the lair after putting a pincher move on their prey, stopping the heartbeat of a hare. The hummingbird thrums out a prayer, and I hear wings whir when doves flow away, breaking out of yellow grasses under the lilac air. Masses that heat up the desert floor make morning lows too high. Day after day, I am aware of the heartbeat of a hare breaking open like a brown bird in the lilac air. And I'm going to do one more of mine. And this is called White Ravens. And I read about this happening. I don't know where anymore. 1, follow the movement of a hand on the map to an island off the Pacific Northwest, where an unkindness of ravens is white among blackened trees. Allow it to be spoken in code what the ravens represent. The oldest stories tell how Raven led the people out of the underworld. Now a new raven appears to lead us into black smoke, the psychopomps from our world into theirs. Ravens white as flashlights, white as a newly painted fence, white as dawn, flitter down and eat flesh out of my blue-veined hand. 2. They take the flesh off my blue-veined hand. What is left is a royal crimson, a color for the prime ministers and presidents of this world, whose armies will fail when the final rainforest catches fire, whose armadas will sink in the overfull oceans. I offer a sacrifice. 3. I offer my hands a sacrifice. I smooth out the map, but it's not clear which direction to go. The white ravens fly in a circle, eyeing the fresh dead. The gift doesn't come from heaven, but from the burning earth. I have to speak in code because I cannot conceive what the ravens portend. I can only plant some flowers which will seed 1,000-fold, with or without my witness. Pavonia, marigold, calendula, and vinca thrive, but God, oh God, are we funny animals who forgot how to play? The marigolds have died, their orange lamps shut off, green leaves turned gold. 4. The marigolds have faded from gold to brown, withered in the autumn sun, dead flowers for the dead. The island remains unnamed, but not uncharted. The ravens, a mystery that is dark yet white, white as bone but light, hollow as reeds, spoken in code. I allow the sacrifice as they have spoken. Okay, and I want to do a little cover poem. It's one of my favorite Emily Dickinson poems, and it starts out a little, you might think, strangely. And Emily Dickinson she really did have a dog. It was a Newfoundland named Carlo. So this is number 520, so pretty early, 1862. I started early, took my dog, and visited the sea. The mermaids in the basement came out to look at me, and frigates in the upper floor extended hempen hands, presuming me to be a mouse aground upon the sands. But no man moved me till the tide went past my simple shoe, and past my apron and my belt, and past my bodice too, and made as he would eat me up, as wholly as a dew upon a dandelion sleeve. And then I started too, and he followed close behind. I felt his silver heel upon my ankle, then my shoes would overflow with pearl, until we met the solid town. No one he seemed to know, and bowing with a mighty look at me, the sea withdrew.
Wow, awesome, amazing, Robin Schofield, and shout out, yo, guys, make some noise. Feel free to unmute. You guys know that. Then go ahead and make some noise.
Yes, Robin. I love it.
That was absolutely incredible.
Yes,
Cool.
yes, absolutely wonderful. I always love your invocation, the flora and the fauna, and it reminds me of when you released Sunflower Cantos, and you would read it at the percolator, and I remember Roberto Santos being like, "You can teach a whole beginner poetry class with this stuff," and you hear it, and I agree. So Robin, really quick for people tuning in and just meeting you, seeing you for the first time, tell us about your books, or where they can follow you, and maybe even request a copy or buy one from you.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook under my name and also under Robin Schofield Poet. And then I have a page for my book Flow. And Flow, I'll put my email address. That's the best way to get it, is to just get a copy from me. And I know I owe Brian a copy of Sunflower Cantos. But the best way to get Sunflower Cantos is to go to mouthfeelbooks.org. And I'll put all those things in the chat.
I'm sorry, I was perfect. Thank you so much. I forgot to unmute. I was so excited. Yeah, Mouthfeel Press too. Yeah, Marie Maloney. She's been killing it. She has a new book out. She did a reading the other day. I'm excited about that. She helped with the editing of a book that we have coming out at the end of the month, Life in the Time. It is an anthology of poetry and art along the borderland, El Paso, Juarez, Las Cruces. A lot of the peeps in El Paso, a lot of the up and coming young poets are published in there. So that's really exciting. We are going to have a reading on the 30th, last Thursday of the month. I need to send out an email to everyone so you guys can know about that. But I've been trying to mention it here for a couple of weeks. We're just working with grants and stuff. There's always like a lot of you always got to dot your I's and cross your T's, and it's been a little more stressful than planned, but hopefully we can have a really nice book reading event there. So keep that in mind, those of you who are published, and you should already know if you are. Anyway, sorry, let's go and keep going though. We're gonna go from El Paso to Denver. We're gonna have another BWOMS stay-at-home open mic favorite. He always comes, and I always appreciate that he also includes himself in the cover poem tradition. And let's go ahead and welcome Mike Sindler. Michael Sindler in the house. What's up, man?
Be here. I thought it was very appropriate that, as well as delightful, that Robin did that Emily Dickinson, because the Emily Dickinson Museum has an annual festival, the Tell It Slant Poetry Festival, and it just started.
That's why I did it, Michael. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I just put in the chat the information, because I believe they'll probably still be able to get into some of the events. So yeah, the Tell It Slant Poetry, but you can just go to Emily Dickinson Museum and find it. And as always, I want to go ahead and put in a word for lighthousewriters.org. Always something worth checking out there. That being said, I'll go ahead and read a few things. I'm going to start with a sad one. It's called A U-Shaped Hole. You are still in my heart. Look, it's a U-shaped hole right here. See it? I tried to fill it in. Doesn't work. Whatever and whoever, they just slip right out, fall away. It's like that stupid fairy tale slipper made to order, too precise a fit for another foot. Why is that? My heart keeps beating, but there's a faint murmur, a flutter, a short stop, a pause for thought, an echo in the chamber. If you didn't know the sound, if you hadn't rested an ear to my chest so many times, if you were anyone else, you wouldn't notice, couldn't notice. It would seem as solid as any other, no missing form exposing sore muscle in each ventricle, chambers of sorrow, a temporal disorder, a custom cabinet. You could slip right back into it, ease into the warm welcome, but we know better. Your home is not here. This U-shaped hole, always available, always unfilled. And moving from that, I'm going to go to another one that before reading, I want to make sure everybody understands. This is a plausible and viable explanation, and it is called First Miracle. JC hated con men, and he hated liars. Okay, it was cool. The old man threw the party. He'd filled everyone's cup with sweet wine a time or two, but now he was clearly holding out. JC had been in the back room before. He knew what was back there. So when the old man said, "Hey, there's no more wine. These are just big old water jugs," JC knew he was talking out of the wrong side of his face. He knew there was fine vintage stuff inside. JC said, I tell you what, old man, I bet you I can turn that water into wine. JC popped open a jug, and what he found was blood red fermented juice. Miraculous, eh? He asked, a faint smirk shifting his serene demeanor. The old man could only agree and fall at his feet in feigned amusement, amazement, and adoration. The wedding guests, all amused, declared, "Best party trick ever!" And so it was. Okay, and I'm gonna end with this one. It's called Mango. Children weave their way through the kitchen, around table legs and cook's knees, hovering over basket, pressing firm skins, finding the ripest mangoes, holding their finds up, chef knives slice sideways around teardrop lozenge bits, pull apart halves, one side pulply clinging to seed, other freeze easier to cut, blade striping checkerboard, puffed out fruit pops up into firm spongy cubes, juice drips from smiles over chins, sweet as heaven, finest of fresh fruits. Wet hand towel wipes fingers and faces, squirming, squealing cherubim dart for door into sunshine, roll down green grass hill into bed of chrysanthemums, pick handfuls of mango-colored blossoms, gather treasure into plastic bucket, beg for needle and thread, concentration and comedy as flower by flower, long strands are strung, tied into delicate garlands, fragrant as the garden. Racing back to kitchen, tugging on pant legs, staff bow and curtsy, gifts of earth and toil, tiny artisans' creations tugged over heads, having adorned adored adults, a laughing flash, dart back out the door, racing across field, black and mango-hued monarchs' fritillaries and painted ladies flutter step in aerial pirouettes. As dinner bell rings, feet turn, flight towards tent, feast laid out resplendent in thick, tall metal vessels, staff serve from long table, hurried repetition of ablutions, clean hands hold plates overhead, giggling lips beam smiles, rice, dal, and subji ladled, juices combine and congeal, running over roti bread, best of all desserts and bowl, mango matcha pudding sprinkled with pistachio, bellies full with treat, sweet day turns dark, recline onto cushions, soon sleep shuts lids, beloved kids, scooped up, carried gently to bed. And with that, I will put on the hat, which I have forgotten to do a week or two here lately. I don't know what's been up with that, but yes, I have slacked off. But I've been doing a lot of phrastic stuff, and I read some phrastic stuff of mine last week, and I thought I would read something that's just phrastic stuff at its peak. And this is old Percy Bysshe Shelley, who was a pretty damn good poet. And this is on the Medusa of Leonardo da Vinci in the Florentine Gallery. It lieth gazing on the midnight sky, upon the cloudy mountain peak supine. Below, far lands are seen tremblingly, its horror and its beauty are divine. Upon its lips and eyelids seem to lie loveliness like a shadow, from which shrine fiery and lucid, excuse me, I'm just blowing it, fiery and lurid, struggling underneath the agonies of anguish and of death. Yet it is less the horror than the grace which turns the gazer's spirit into stone, whereon the lineaments of that dead face are graven till the characters be grown into itself, and thought no more can trace. 'Tis the melodious hue of beauty thrown athwart the darkness and the glare of pain, which humanize and harmonize the strain. And from its head as one body grow as grass out of a watery rock, hairs which are vipers, and they curl and flow, and their long tangles in each other lock, and with unending involutions show their mailed radiance, as if it were to mock the torture and the death within, and saw the solid air with many a ragged jaw. And from a stone beside, a poisonous F peeps idly into those Gorgorian eyes, whilst in the air a ghastly bat, bereft of sense, has flitted with a mad surprise out of the cave. This hideous light has cleft, and he comes hastening like a moth that hies after a taper, and the midnight sky flares a light more dread than obscurity. 'Tis the tempestuous loveliness of terror, for the serpent's gleams of brazen glare, kindled by that inexorable error, which makes a thrilling vapor of the air become an ever shifting mirror of all the beauty and terror there. A woman's countenance with serpent locks, gazing in death on heaven from those wet rocks. He could write. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. And you got all the Shelley love in there. Percival Shelley, Mary Shelley. Did you guys see that first edition of
She was the
Frankenstein?
bomb.
Yo, yeah, no, absolutely. You know, if you read, you study literature, you got to get into them a little bit. Yeah, I just saw that a first edition of Frankenstein sold for like 1.7 million or something like that. That's not bad, not bad. Um, very cool stuff. And as you heard at the beginning, like you just kind of neo style, you just got the lighthousewriters.org. Go check them out. And of course, the link that was mentioned. I do need to share this on the YouTube channel as well. So again, shout out to everyone watching on YouTube. Thank you, Michael, for always your contributions. And I do hope you get to teach. I hope you get to lead another Tumblewoods workshop soon, because
Well,
that's
I
that's a lot
am
of
going
fun.
to be doing one in January.
Perfect. It's always great to get the call back, right? Awesome. Cool. I'm gonna have to recruit some of you guys, by the way. I haven't talked about this yet, but you know, I teach at El Paso Community College, you know, and I help advise a group called Papagayo. We are looking for presenters. I'm gonna do a call for presenters pretty soon, but anyone who wants to lead a workshop on creative writing or careers or film or literature with students involved, you know, oftentimes we invite students to present if they can as well. But if you're, you know, just kind of start thinking about that. It's Wednesdays during the day. I can get you more info. But, you know, if you're not already, follow me online, Facebook, Richie David Marufo. It's MARRUFO. I always tell my students it's UFO, kind of like a flying saucer. And then it's 2 R's, you know, like the sound that it makes, you roll the R's. And then they never forget how to spell it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so be thinking about that if you guys, and because we have so many excellent performers and poets and workshop leaders here right now in the room with us. So just putting it out there, soft feelers. All right, but let's keep going for the open mic. Once again, welcome to our stay-at-home open mic every Monday. Our next performer has many notches to his belt, and I could list them all. But right now, I do want to mention that he won a watermelon eating contest at the Union of American Hebrew Congregations Henry S. Jacobs Summer Camp in Utica, Mississippi. You guys know him as Generalissimo. Let's go and welcome up to the stage. What is going on? How you doing, man?
I'm trying. I also had a workshop that I did at Tumbleworks. What a great organization by our local El Paso workshop goddess, Ms. Donna Snyder, who everyone should thank God we have. She's a wonderful woman, and we're very lucky to have her serving us for over 26 years. So even though I've only known her for a year and a half, but she's a truly amazing person. And I think that we're all very lucky to know her and have her. And so what I'm going to read tonight are a few poems that I've been working on a book. I thought I was done, but I added a few poems to it yesterday just because I had some leftover pages in the book that either would have been empty or just not there for what I was buying. So let's go ahead and read these pieces. If I can pull up the file. There we go. The first is called The Puppy Dog That Ate a Bulletproof Vest. My chest hair is made of saw teeth. One day I woke. The sheets were shredded. Since my bed was a futon, cotton batting was batting around the room. There is no cure for this condition. I always wear a Kevlar vest in case I have to hug someone. After my heart was broken one time too many, my body created a defense system that blocks everything that approaches my heart. Those saw teeth can't pick and choose what to shred. When the saw was manufactured, high-carbon Japanese steel was melted and mixed with microscopic shards of diamond, then smelted and molded into a device, a tool that never needs sharpening and is dishwasher safe, which is the safest way to rinse away emotional residue. Too much emotion might make me cry, which can make life a little rusty. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to WD-40. I know I wasn't born when Murphy wrote his law, but maybe Murphy's law is a reason to believe in reincarnation. Maybe I think too much. Maybe I think with my heart more than I should. Maybe I should leave thinking to some other schmuck who doesn't know better. Unfortunately, it's too late to teach this puppy dog any new tricks. My condition and disposition are incurable. Land of the glass cattails. Or it has been told, a drunken angel fell to earth and landed in a muddy marsh filled with cattails. The marsh transformed, mud turned to silky sugar white sand, cattails turned to glass. There was no more darkness or rain. Light refracted through the cattails, producing little pieces of broken rainbows that could cure a lost soul of life's ills. Excuse me. Before you broke the glass cattails, you Googled how to snap a human soul in half like a twig. You were wearing boots made for tromping through marshes and snapping cattails like twigs. When you broke the glass cattails, you made a decision to break me as if I were crisp autumn leaves beneath your feet. You had decided you were a giant and I was Jack, come to pillage your castle. The day after you broke the glass cattails, you woke wearing those boots. They were fused to your feet, words, actions, and attitude. When you left the castle, you and your boots bought an axe to chop down a beanstalk. You needed to destroy my world and bring me down to your level, but I live in a different world where beanstalks grow beans and castles in the sky are fiction. I landed on my own 2 feet and walked away with more than a few bumps, bruises, and scars. I learned abusers are hunters and abused people often happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time when a hunter is out sniffing for new prey. What you never learned was that a person can't break someone else's soul, only their own. As long as you choose to wear those boots, you'll be breaking off bits and pieces of your soul every day for the rest of your life. The place where the glass cattails grow, lost souls can enter naked. No clothes, no boots. Where the glass cattails grow, there is only sunlight, sand, glass cattails, and little pieces of broken rainbows that can cure a lost soul of life's ills. This is called Them Who Conspire Against People with Feet. I believe there is a conspiracy afoot between the manufacturers of shoes and the makers of shoelaces. Every time I buy new shoes, I tie them. There always seems to be at least a foot of shoelace left on each shoe. I double knot them, yet there is still enough shoelace left over that it is inevitable I will step on them. Anyone who has stepped on a double knotted shoelace knows that the bow gets pulled out, leaving an extremely tight knot that can only be unknotted by using a tiny screwdriver or the tine of a fork to unpretzel the impossible pretzel. New shoelaces can cost upwards of $3 or $4. What a profit margin, enough, I believe, for certain unnamed shoe manufacturers to get their kickbacks. One more, which is called the patron saint of damaged goods and excessive baggage. During, or actually, there's a second part to this, but I don't know why it disappeared. Or if I were a saint, what color wax would I be? During the first great nervous breakdown, I purchased several prayer candles from a Jamaican-run store in Queens. The tiny storefront consisted of shelf after shelf of highball glasses with intricate drawings of saints filled with just about every color of wax. It was like walking into a rainbow. A Rasta woman explained to me how each candle could enhance my life. A dozen patron saints filled my place with the aroma of paraffin and seduced me asleep with fumes of futility. Should I wake and knock one over, I would burn down the existence of another tenement. And after the wax was gone, I had acquired one funky set of glassware. Thank you, everyone. I'm putting all my good little info into the chat. And thank you, Richie.
Hey,
Thank you, Robin, for your beautiful poetry. Thank
Mhm.
you, Mike Simler, for being a bureau bard of the Bardo. And yay.
Thank you, man, for your beautiful poetry and your excellent, wonderful titles. I mean, there's the art in that in its own right. You know, the titles like that first intro, and you kill it. You nail it more than anyone. Not more than anyone, but like as good as anyone I've seen on these. So I really appreciate that. Check it out. You can follow him online, Facebook, Generalissimo Brian Franco, or if you're on IG, it's the GNRLSMO. And of course, he's got all his other stuff. I'm gonna post a link tree.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, man. Yes, as always, it's going to give him a round of applause, guys. Clap it up, make some noise. Yes.
Brian.
Yes, Brian.
Woo!
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it, man.
Nicholas Paleologos is here. Thank you, Nick.
Yes, sir, Nick, and he killed it last week. If you have a chance, check us out on YouTube. You know, Nick stepped. I mean, he's killing it. But that was a beautiful event on Monday. Lots of sharing. And a lot of us needed
Was
that.
Was he the host?
Yeah.
He was the host.
Special guest host appearance, you know, so that was special. And his tip info I think is on there too. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, go back to last week in the description. You have like some info if you want to send a tip to Nick. I got a little extra. I always say this, you know, if you got like maybe some extra cash, so you can buy himself a cup of coffee or something. Doesn't hurt, right? All right, thank you, Generalissimo. Appreciate it. Our main man from Maine. We're gonna go ahead and stick on the East Coast. We're gonna go to Washington, DC, where we've got Mr. Eddie P. Ed Poetastic coming to you so fantastic with the round, with the words. Let's go ahead and welcome him to the stage. Ed, what's going on, my friend? Good to have you back.
Thank you. I'm back with so much words and stack. Yeah, let's go have a big, huge Poetastic attack. Woo! Let's paint everything to white, red, or maybe a little bit black. So you know where I'm at. Hey, Richie, got to love Bob Wire. Everyone here is on fire. When you're here, you feel so inspired. The host we love and admire. So my name is Ed Poetastic. Hope everyone feeling fantastic. Please give me the time so you can draw rhymes so you all feel sublime. Okay, here's my Poetastic chime. This is called Anything for My Mermaid. I sail the most furious tides, anything for my mermaid. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I skin the most ugliest hides, oh, anything for my mermaid. I even swim to the other side, anything for my mermaid. Oh, anything for my mermaid. Riches and love I can provide, oh, anything for my mermaid. I slay a monster 12 feet wide. Anything for my mermaid. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I don't really care. I almost died. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I even toss away my pride. Oh, anything for my mermaid. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I even take salt in my eyes. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I even take everything in stride. Oh, anything for my mermaid. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I even fight with both hands tied. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I even live with my heart dried. Anything for my mermaid. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I even get on the wildest rise. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I even climb the steep landslides. Oh, anything for my mermaid. Oh, anything for my mermaid. I even take her as my bride. Oh, where is my mermaid? Oh, where is my mermaid? Oh, where is my mermaid? I said I love her, yet she didn't reply. Oh, where is my mermaid? All right, I got another one. This is called What's in the Box? Thank you. Everyone's protesting, fantastic, and postastic. All
I'm
right.
here, Eddie. I'm here.
Yay, my mermaid's here. You give me so much cheer. I love it. This is called What's in the Box? What's in the box? I don't know. What's in the box? I have no clue. What's in the box? Something long ago? What's in the box? I don't know. You? What's in the box? A little note that says hello? What's in the box? Something old or new? What's in the box? A tiny baby crow? What's in the box? A funny and crazy tattoo? What's in the box? I know. Oh, no, no, no. What's in the box? Maybe a pair of nice shoes? What's in the box? Old lights? Why don't they glow? What's in the box? Is it one or maybe two? What's in the box? This really sucks and blows. What's in the box? A used petite pink tutu? What's in the box? You're not bright. You're not a bright fellow. What's in the box? Flowers, red, green, maybe baby blue? What's in the box? Is this something you owe? What's in the box? Can this be crazy? No Gorilla Glue? What's in the box? A picture of a small yet grand plateau? What's in the box? A puzzle of boats, ships, or canoes? What's in the box? A crazy, broken, untuned banjo? What's in the box? Is this really something you need to pursue? What's in the box? Maybe top secret cargo? What's in the box? Something true, fake, or maybe taboo? What's in the box? It's something to change your view. All right, I got one more. Thank you for a store, and thank you for staying here and wanting more. All right, this is called Back in the Day. Back in the day, we're so small, legs didn't stay. Adults stand tall. The grass sway. Catchy trucks calls. Pleasant time decays. Playing cool basketball. Mixing the paints as clay. The playground brawls. The hydrate spray. Painting the blank walls. Doing a little foul play. Hanging out in the malls. Mumbling from essays. Running the halls. Filling the empty lunch trays. Annoying graded recalls. Harsh detention. But anyways, crowded stinky stalls. Imagination going astray. Rough concrete falls. Bright unforeseen birthdays. Homework, a sneaky downfall. So-so days, not enough play. Dressed in cold rainfalls, wishing the sun wouldn't stray. Instantly home at nightfall, moving different ways. Answering folks' calls, hitting the comfortable hay. Staying up, trying to enjoy it all. Thank you, one and all. Keep staying tall and keep breaking those breaking those walls and keep creating your fantastic balls. Thank you, one and all.
Keep breaking those balls. Is that you can go with it, man? Yo, you're gonna be guest hosting this week. Let us know about that, man.
Oh yeah, I'll be guest hosting this week on vocabulary. I'm so very, 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 very happy. I can't wait to co-host with Ron Thompson. And if you want to hear, please come and hear just about something.
Right on, man. And lastly, because someone might be hearing you for the first time on YouTube, how can they follow you online?
Sure. You can follow me on, you can follow me here, there, everywhere. So you can follow me online. So you can unwind. My name, you can follow me at Eddie Foreman on Facebook, and you can find me at EddieForeman92. Remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my poetastic insight. So if you send me a request, if you take a guess, I'll click yes. So stay safe and stay healthy and stay blessed. And keep wearing that words on your chest.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Look at that. Barbed wire. Yo, make some noise for
Woo!
Eddie.
Bravo.
Epotastic. Yes, sir. Go check him out. Guest hosting. I'm excited for that. That's going to be really cool. I don't really have any events during the week, so I might be able to make some more this week online. Like ever since places started opening up, I've been having event after event after event. It's crazy tiring. Like I'd forgotten about it. I thought I was an extrovert. I guess I'm not, or maybe I need to get back into and stretch out my legs again, my arms and legs. But yo, we're here Monday night. I love it. Check out that show. Follow Eddie online, and all his poetastic goodness that he brings with his presence. All right. Yes, we are keeping it going. Shout out to Terry Rose, by the way. She's been coming out. I know you're just sitting and listening back, so I just want to give you a shout out. We're going to keep it going. So we're going to go from Washington, D.C. to our next performer who is joining us from also Washington. Never mind. We're going to stick around in Washington, D.C. Parquillian, who is a lifelong language nerd, fascinated by poetry, calligraphy, and learning how the world's languages work and are interconnected. These passions have recently coalesced into a desire to share his multilingual calligram artwork and his poetry with the world. We do have a share screen option, so if you ever want to share some of that, that'd be really cool. But guys, let's go and welcome our next guest. Let's hear Parquillian in the house. Welcome back. Welcome. Good to have you back, man.
Oh, thank you. Very glad to be here again. And maybe I can show some of my artwork on the screen here afterwards. But pardon me while I go off camera to read my poetry, so I'm not just showing my forehead when I get close enough to actually read it here on my phone. This first poem is called, it's about a friend of mine I met in kindergarten, or a very short time I knew. And it's called High Rising Moonchild. I kept my innermost fears at bay and sat by you on the bus that day, drawn in so close by cursive curls, your name inscribed in wax bright blue that echoed tales of hunter girls, seen high on hills beneath the moon. Entranced by those sweet lines you drew, I knew of no one else my age, in gardens where we'd head for class, beyond the roads that bus would roam, with passion for the forms that words could take when they in groups entwine, with loops that freely fall and rise, in rolling rows of words we'd weave. Within the plain, a snow-white page we laid at random on the glass that made a table in your home, where we would spend an afternoon just down the hill from that of mine, creating worlds from swirls that gleam and hand-drawn lines that flew like birds, or rainbows arching through the skies, until your mom said it's time to leave. Then off you'd fade like a moonlight dream. And this is for Cynthia High. And for my next one, I have another elegy. I've been doing a lot of elegies lately. This is for one of my mentors who died a little earlier than we expected, but he was quite an influence on my life. This is called Stream of Historical Consciousness. In later days, I remember the scent of night blooming cereus on the porch that crawled along the side of your house, extravagant petals in the light of a torch. We'd pass on the way to the 6-car garage with a door at the back that led to the stairs, to a second story that housed your books, the site of friendly evening affairs. While I'd explore tomes on Quaker lore, each day you'd catalog only one book, collected at sales of local estates. You'd lovingly tuck each book in its nook. You found me a first-run Sanskrit text I read for my favorite college course. Your well-known mustaches gave us access to secretive shops with back alley doors. In early days, you praised my attempt to turn pokeweed berries into ancient ink I used to inscribe the Phoenician script on paper stained with tea in our sink. In period garb, you'd lead tours of our town, and like Futhi Cope, tell tales of how the village of Turkshead became what it is, while wondering what would they think of it now. You cared for your mother until she passed on, but then without warning, there came that sad day. While reading beneath your favorite clock, your spleen, which you never vented, gave way. Your vibrant soul, not small like your name, was strong like a powerful, clear running stream that passed with charm through so many lives and flows to the depths of my heart like a dream. This is in loving memory of Paul Rodaball, whose name can be translated as small, clear stream. And I'd like to do one more. It's a little bit different, a little more abstract than some of my others. It's about a memorable evening. It's called Evening of Echoes. I saw punks drive by in a silver Volvo as a guy struggled to put his eye back in. And the lady said she'd left coins in her room. Fran said she'd checked the drawers and everything, where she couldn't stay tonight. I want it now, he yelled at the nervous man. She had lots and lots and lots of money. The voices echoed from the statuary corners. There were no lights where they were going. But the banks just wouldn't take her checks. The shadows were moving. The flowers were firmly bolted shut. But tomorrow was May. Hawaiian rings hummed at a crossing around midnight. So she'd be getting a whole bunch more. And the broken bits of raw spaghetti fell slowly from my hand. And that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Is that a since you had your camera off, we saw your image. Is that like a personalized logo there?
Yes, it is. That's for my logo for my site, parquillian.com, where you can see my artwork. And I'll put in the chat where you can get some of my poetry. I've been working with the DC Poetry Collective lately, enjoying their workshops, and we've published two anthologies recently. But if you're interested in art, my artwork is sort of evolved over time, and from doing just calligraphy to realizing I could make images out of words in different languages. And so I've got a mask I've been wearing here lately. I don't know how well you can see that. Is that visible?
Yeah, you can pick it up a little bit. It's a cool little koala.
It's a native koala made from the words for koala in 30-some native Australian languages. It took me a while to find, and then I have other designs like this one where it's based on Hokusai's wave, but it's made with the words for wave in different languages.
That's really cool.
And I don't know how you can see this one, but it's one of my most recent, the native groundhog, with Native American words for groundhog.
Martin, these are charming.
That's so cool.
Incredible.
No, thank you.
I mean, do you sell these?
Yeah, they're available on a lot through my website. You can get to my Zazzle site. So I'll put that info in the chat.
Yeah.
You can look it up. And if you see any of my designs that you don't find on Zazzle and what you want, just let me know and I can arrange it.
Oh, that is so cool. Amazing, man. I'm glad you've been making it out, and I'm glad you returned. So definitely share that in the chat, and we will I'll make sure to share that on a YouTube page as well. But that's really fascinating. I think a lot of us love language and multilingual work, and just the fact that you're turning them into images is it's really cool. Calligrams. That's what they're called, right? Calligrams?
Calligrams, right. Yes. Yeah. Words images made out of words. Yeah.
Awesome.
Apollinaire, who was a great French poet, also used to do some. So he was one of my inspirations.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Martin. Quillian, love it, man. Yeah, and come back. We're back next week, so come through and maybe you can even share some through the share screen function. We'll figure it out, but let's go and keep the show going. That was amazing. I'm looking forward to that link so I can forward it to the YouTube channel as well. That's super fun. Yo, this can also be show and tell, like that was cool. So let's see, where we at right now.
Thank you.
All right, we're going from Washington, DC, where we're gonna welcome the inaugural poet laureate of South Euclid, Ohio. He's been coming through and not as late as last time. I think last time he went on super late. So I'm happy to call him up a little earlier this time. We have Doc Janning in the house. What's up, Doc? How you doing?
Where I am, the ceiling.
Good.
But before I start, I would like to ask you to do a double spotlight of me and Kemlin. We have a surprise for you.
Sorry, I think Ken and I cancel each other out by accident. All right.
There you go.
And we also need share screen privileges, please.
You should already have it.
Yeah, you should.
There we go. Come on. Okay. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Autumn by
Glowing.
Dr. Channing and Kemlin Tan Bappy.
Glowing.
In dance of sunlight,
Autumn.
softly arrives.
Whispering.
Landscape of a bountiful year.
Adorned.
In golden finery.
Dressed.
In vivacious velvety reds. Warm ochres, raw umber, burnt sienna. Singing.
In all the languages of ripening and color, of fruits and vegetables, grains and more, of trees and shrubs, flowers and leaves.
All detach.
Let go, abscess, descend to earthy bed.
Denouement of summer's warmth.
Thank you.
Ooh, that was great.
Nice.
Wow, that was very nice. The denouement of summer's warmth. Ooh, that gave me chills. Thank you.
Yes, heralds the coming of winter. Okay,
Perfect.
let's end share screen, please. How do I do that now? I don't know how to end share screen. Oh, stop share. Okay. And now, thank you, Kemlin. Thank you. Geometry and colors of love. Rising from an ancient dawn, Venus stretches her arms in gentle geometry and colors of love, compassing all who seek its joy, waking reveries of bliss in the passion of day, and all the secret spaces of ecstasy. Eros and Erato wake, singing in timeless echoes and all the languages of time, of ripening passion and entwining of hearts, weaving together neath the blanket of forever. They embark on a barge of dreams, sailing into an infinite future. Samsara of love. From the Tao of time, an ancient future, a present past, and the samsara of love. Amid ethereal tones of a Hanj, bhaktis appear. They, you, worship each other with eyes and nose, with lips, teeth, and tongue, amid scents of vanilla and honeysuckle, of lilac and gardenia. You caress and mold each part of each other with kisses, nibbles, and licks. You know each other's arousal. Your mountains and valleys, hills and sacred vales merge and meld amid cries of ecstasy, creating the rotomel of passion. In celestial convergence, you glide through velvet night and cross gleaming mandata of pleasure on your barge of dreams. And you sail into the star-freckled cosmos of love. And I will finish with moonflowers. Now, moonflowers are real flowers. It is a white, night-blooming variety of the, oh, Christ. Yeah, it's a climbing flower, and I can't remember the name now. I'm drawing a blank. It's my age. I use so much olive oil in my diet that everything slips my mind. Moonflowers flourish amid magic of moonbeams and shadows, in enchanted vales and glades, in whispering labyrinths of night, and star-filled caverns of sky. Their blooms ensorcel the air with rich fragrance of passion, light the night with blissful petaled glow, create an ambiance of soaring pleasure, all to engender bowers, bowers of joy, bowers of ecstasy, bowers of love. Thank you.
All right. Guys, go ahead and unmute yourselves. Clap it up, snap it up, make some noise. Thank you.
Right.
Doc.
Snap it up.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Doc. I think the word you might have been trying to think of was night blooming flower. This is a brand of moonflower is a type of cereus, like in.
No, it's not a cereus.
Well, that's what it's cereus, or sometimes called moonflower. There are other flowers too. I know that use that name, but yeah.
No, it's not the
Interesting
cereus.
that was mentioned in my poem too. Interesting.
You're right. A lot of I see all the interconnectivity. I love it. Doc, tell us about your website or places we can find you and support your work online.
Well, everything of mine really is on Facebook. It's Doc Janning on Facebook, and my main poetry page there is has the title of Tears of My Soul. And last night I was at an in-person open mic at a place in Cleveland, and it wound up, people loved my poetry so much that I was asked for copies of a couple of the pieces, and I got a hug and a kiss from one woman and a hug from another.
Wow.
Which surprised me. It was wonderful. So
right on. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've missed the live mics, so we're doing them here. If you guys are ever in the neighborhood in El Paso, Texas, hit me up. If you do plan on traveling by, like, let me know in advance and I could put together a big show. We are planning one October 22nd. October 20th. Wait, I am way off. Hold on. Calendar app really quick. October 22nd. I was right the first time. We got some peeps coming in. I know Stacy Dyson hit me up. Some other peeps. UCP, were you planning on coming through?
Yes.
Urban Cowboy. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun.
Cool.
And some other peeps, I don't know, I haven't heard from everyone, but if you guys are interested in that, hit me up. October 22nd. It's gonna be, venue. I have one already set. I'll let you guys know more about that as it gets closer to that date. Maybe we can even find a way to live stream it. I'm not sure. That'd be kind of cool. But either way, we'll have a great time. It could be like a featurette type thing. But with that said, let's keep it going though.
I just found the moonflower is a type of tropical night blooming morning glory.
Night blooming morning glory.
That's
I
what
love
that's
the
what it is
juxtaposition.
called.
Yeah. Night blooming morning glory.
Very cool.
My sunflowers like bloom in midnight. All right. All right.
Who's got identity
Awesome.
problems?
Hey, that's all of us, right? We're all trying to navigate it, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes through our words and our arts. Okay, let's keep it going though. Our next performer has been going hard in the Zoom chat. Those of you who are on YouTube right now can't even fathom. Like she's been like typing out people's poems with line breaks and stuff. Like that's amazing. You testing your typing prowesses right now? Is that what's going on? One of my favorite things is when people like type lines in the chat. So you've been going hard today. But I want to welcome Kemlyn up to the microphone. We love her, out of Phoenix. She's multidisciplinary artist, expressions in poetry, theater, spoken word, visual art, dance, like all of it. So she's here we welcome you to this space to express yourself. Kemlyn, take it away.
Thank you. And one of the things that I love is, as a poet, oftentimes we don't have the opportunity of hearing how our poetry impacts an audience. So whenever I go into these open mics and have the chat option, I love to let my fellow poets know what words land with me. And so that's why I do this, is because I know how valuable it is to my craft to receive feedback. And so, it's not really, that altruistic. It's just, I feel like that's something that it's important to do. So anyway, it's what poets do. We poet. So I'm going to share screen because, like I was telling many of you in the beginning, that I was a page poet first, and then later, when I started performing, I came out of retirement in my performance. All right, so I'm going to share some. Okay. All right. So some of you know that I've been going through some health issues, and tomorrow I go see a neurologist because I've been blacking out. In fact, even in the show today, I've actually blacked out once already. Where have they gone? Mind fragments float. Butterflies, I try to catch them. I am too slow. My fractured mind, a partial enclosure, once teeming, now only a chrysalis or two remains. Kintsugi me, please. Shattered, I lay lifeless on tile, in pieces so infinitely small, no amount of lacquer adhesive will unite my brokenness. You watch me, wabi-sabi beauty is in the eyes. Behold, I choose to scrape for pieces, strain together limbs, dragging across floor, join my parts with pain. I tap, sap from each word, line, verse, functionally glue my shattered form. In Singapore, I have to always put content warnings. Thank God in the US, I can take this away. You amuse. Once I cared if I sang on key, but you come into me, shattering my compulsion for perfection. You, the monsoon swept in. I grabbed for the sheets, but you whisked them away. From me, your gaze locks mine. I forget the bars, rests, notes, composed by somebody else. With you, I ache to scream, melodies throb, pulsate within. Desire haunts each lyric and line. Back presses against my Steinway, ivories bang dissonant. Fingers trill, thrill, improvise, move through movements. Key changes, harmonic resonance until I release into my swan song. Repeat. Go back to the beginning. Keep on going till I beg no more. Coda. Silence follows. Rests between scores to be written by you and me. For you possess my every thought. You in me on keys. I have one more treat and gift for you all. And some of you know that I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and I cut my teeth on fringe. So when I was 16, I frequented the Fringe Club in Hong Kong. And in Hong Kong, you do not have a drinking age at that time. So I got to enjoy this very, very special space. Okay. I was active in the Fringe Club in Hong Kong in the 80s when I was in high school. After dark, when the symphony has packed up, concert halls closed, lights off, stages, lights on at the Fringe Club. On stage was a drum set, bass, keyboards, piano. It's a space where musicians, local and visiting, poets, singers, actors, artists gather. Sometimes we don't even speak the same language, or maybe we do. Dum 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 da 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 dum dum bum 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 ba da 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 ring ring a bum 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 ba da 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 da. Blue skies, smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Where those damn blue skies that you promised me? All I see is these gray ones that hover like clouds, but they do not bring rain, they bring acid. That rain on my skin and body, it goes into the oceans and poisons the waters. Where are my blue skies, you're telling me? So before you start singing and claiming your blue skies, what do I see? There are no blue skies that I see. So, after dark, when everything goes by, well, music wafts from stage, artists draw and paint, evoking ekphrastic responses from the floor. Artists call and response with our art forms, often dissonant resonance. Sometimes harmonic moments emerge, always raw, visceral, temporal. We close the night commingled with sadness and elation. Hot lovers at play at a one-night bandstand. For this moment will never come again. We part longing, yet we eagerly return to our studios and try to recapture our favorite notes on canvas and score, anticipating the next time we meet on the Fringe.
All right. Yeah. Make some noise, everyone. Clap it. You're going to mute yourselves. Show some love, Kemlin.
Wow. Woohoo.
Yay.
I love it. I love it. Brought out the music. You brought out the snake jazz.
Made
That
some
little
noise.
writing symbol. Oh, I love it. I love it. And the singing, you know, you did some like crazy churns right there with that one. From the blue skies and like not so blue skies. There it is. I saw you. Beautiful. I saw you get excited. Go
Awesome.
up and look for it. Yes, really. So actually UCP is up next. Before I introduce you and get onto everything, Kemlin, is there anything you'd like to promote or share? And of course, as always, your social media, anything you'd like to say?
So you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Kemlinton Vappy, and I love talking about art. I do love talking about art, and I love the poets. And once again, also catch me on my web show with Marissa Prada, Lawe Bulatao, and the amazing Mark Fishmine. We are the Poets Reacts on the Poetry Global Network, and we are poets who create content for poets. And so catch us with our other shows as well, the Poets Lighthouse, the Poetry Muse. And, we just want to help, get you guys excited about writing and creating. And yeah, I just love this space, Reggie. Thank you so much. And of course, a shout out to Doc Janning for inviting me to collaborate with him. Mwah! And thank you so much for the platform. And UCP, you brought in my response. Love that. Thank you.
I did what?
You brought a response.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
Yeah.
artistic
Well, Richie
responses.
said
to
make
my
some noise.
Yeah, make some noise. Woo,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So,
the best kind of noise. You know what I'm saying? Some
Yeah.
musical accompaniment, unintended collaboration, maybe
hey, no,
maybe a feature
it's-
one.
That's fringe. This is fringe. It's
Yeah.
when you're bringing that improvisational and experimental collaborations.
Moi, je parle français aussi.
J'adore le poème, très magnifique, oui. Mwah.
Awesome.
door.
Thank you, Kemlin. Yes, great. I mean, I always love you collaborated today, like always bringing in with the new stuff, bringing in the screen, which is really cool on YouTube. You get to kind of see the words pop out a little bit,
Yeah, it
like when
is.
you're reading along. That's a nice touch. But you guys already heard from our next guest. Yeah, we have Mr. Urban Cowboy Poet in the house, and he's got an interesting little background here. So let's see where he takes us today on his storytelling and poetry. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. This is me.
There you go. Awesome.
Backwards. The New Yo had a theme pirate today. And so it prompted me to, there's a legend about pirate that I hadn't written, so it was a good prompt. I lived in Tampa, Florida. I knew about this one. Gasparilla. I'm maybe reading it a little. I'm doing it again. Each year in Tampa, Florida, folks come from near and far to celebrate the legend of the pirate, Jose Gaspar. Men and children dress their best, and ladies looking pretty watch pirates invade the town hall and seize the key to the city. The mystic crew of Gasparilla in 1904 began the celebration of fanciful pirate lore. There's a parade and festivities and a fortune hunting buzz about the treasure of a pirate who maybe never was. Gaspar was an officer in the Royal Navy of Spain who rose to infamy raiding ships across the Spanish Main. Legend says he staged a mutiny, stole a boat, and left to go to the west coast of Florida on the Gulf of Mexico. Through alleged accounts and histories, people came to hear of the man called Gasparilla and his piratical career. He amassed a huge fortune by plundering merchant ships, ransoming women hostages, and sending men to sleep with fish. The Flora Blanca was his vessel with its Jolly Roger flag, from which he ruled Gulf waters and gained his impressive swag. He named the island Usepa after a maiden who wound up dead when she rejected his advances, and he lopped off her head. America bought Florida in 1821. Gaspar knew it was time to give up pirating and divvy plunder with his crew. Then he spied a British merchant ship. He wanted one more prize. The vessel was a pirate hunting schooner in disguise. A fierce battle ensued. The Flora Blanca was sinking. I will never surrender, Jose Gaspar was thinking. He wrapped himself in anchor chains and jumped off of the bow. So Davy Jones's locker is the place where he lies now. Legends, stories, and reports of his piracy abound, though no documents any other evidence has been found. Archaeologic sites were damaged by salvagers who dove seeking a legendary pirate's non-existent treasure trove. So come on down to the Pirate Festival one of these years and have a blast on the bay known for its buccaneers. If you do make it to Tampa, you'd be a fool to go that far without tasting a Cuban sandwich and a hand-rolled cigar. Thank you. You're talking about how words you love. When I was researching this, I read the word piratical career, piratical exploits. That's what I use. That's one my new favorite word now, piratical.
Yeah, I was gonna type that one. I was like, piratical.
Yeah.
I don't hear that one that often.
I know, it turns out it's a real word, and it was in the Wikipedia and stuff, and in dictionary. With Robin's depressing poems, and I think the one Kevin did about not blue skies anymore, reminded me of a song I sang for my grandson, my one and only grandchild, who was a pandemic baby. He's going to be a year old in November. And I went, when I saw him the first time when he was 3 months old, I sang a song for him. I don't think I remember it all, but here's a little song I wrote. You should learn it. And his name was Griffin, and we call him Little Griffy. You should learn it note for note, little Griffy, don't worry. Be happy. Little Griffy, you timed your birth for the last days of the planet Earth, don't worry. Be happy. Do, 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 don't worry. Do, do. Be happy. The father sometimes is a grump, and we can't get rid of Donald Trump. Don't worry. Be happy. When I come to visit, you may ask, is Grandpa so ugly he needs a mask? Don't worry. Be happy. Do, 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 do. That's all I remember. There might have been more, but it was a one-off, so I didn't save it anymore.
So
Don't worry, little
doing Bobby
grandchild.
McFerrin proud. That's a fun one. Thank you so much for sharing those.
Thank you.
As always, yeah.
This is from the Pirate Festival, this background. People
Wait, what's
dress
that?
up. This is from the Casperia Pirate Festival. This photo back here.
Ah, gotcha.
People all dress up as pirates. And they build a ship like in the 50s that they use every year to come in the middle of town and seize the city hall.
Right on. Yeah.
Fun
Thank
as
you for
had
sharing
by
that.
all. Huh?
Yeah. No, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, today was the pirate theme at the Neo. Very cool. And of
So I
course, you
guess-
already shared your stuff, right? You already shared your stuff, Urban Cowboy Poetry, on YouTube and on Facebook.
Right. You can put it in the chat
Perfect.
too, but people sit on you watching on YouTube or later, they won't see the chat. So I put it here.
There it
Urban
is.
Cowboy,
Yeah.
UCP, please, record it. Record yourself on Zoom or Google Meets or something, so that your grandson can hear this.
Well, that song?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's precious.
Yeah.
Record it for him. Yeah, let it be a legacy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'll see if I can remember the rest of it.
Oh, you can
Awesome.
rewrite new
Appreciate
verses.
that. There you go. That's always a lot of fun too. I dig it. And the sax.
Yeah, and the
Appreciate it,
sax.
man.
I'm gonna bring it to San El Paso, wherever.
Yes. Oh, we got to jam out. Remind me, and
Yeah.
I'll bring my instruments too.
All right, cool.
We can do that. Awesome. Thank
Drums,
you.
yeah.
Yo, now I'm thinking about it. Like, today at the Neo was Pirate Day. Did anyone like bring up? I remember reading about like a famous pirate, La Maupin, Julie de. I cannot pronounce her name. La Maupin. She's an opera singing, swashbuckling, bisexual, like badass pirate.
Yeah.
Maupin. I think
Maupin.
so. Yeah, Maupin. She D'Aubigny or something like that.
Can we say
Yeah,
Very
I'm
frustrating.
curious. Her story is really interesting. So I was curious if anyone had referenced or alluded to her. Aubrey Beardsley. Yeah, no, look it up. Very cool stuff. Yeah, I gotta find a cool link right now to share. But let's go and keep the night going though. Just because we have more people, and I want to make sure that they get
Oh, yeah.
on it. And as always, we do have a little after party. You know, if it's early enough and people want to stick around, we talk and we'll chat until people drop out because it does get late. That's fair. But I'd love to talk more about that because I remember listening to a podcast where someone brought her up, and it was fun. So yeah, I need to find a link to that, or at least that story, because there's a lot of stories that are really cool. Anyway, let's see where we at. Where we at? Okay, yo, we're gonna go to Malaysia, where we have Julian Matthews. Julian, are you still with us? Let's
Yeah.
see. Awesome, man. Good to see you again. Welcome back.
Yeah,
Go ahead
thanks for
and
having.
yeah, man, go ahead and do your thing.
So this is more prose than poetry. It's called Wild Elephants. Wild elephants. I'm in an open mic. There is a disruption in the room. Someone is loud, yelling, crashing furniture. The poet on stage calmly says, "It's okay, mate. Big feelings. We all have big feelings sometimes." The disruptor leaves. Crisis averted. The show goes on. And the phrase, "big feelings," hits me like a cloudburst. Somewhere in China, a herd of wild elephants are having big feelings. And people are having big feelings for them. They're on the move, a 500-kilometer journey. The media are in a frenzy. A swarm of drones and a vast network of surveillance cameras are following the elephants' every move. The coverage is appalling. The elephants are said to have wandered off as if they are lost. Their track is labeled as slapstick, as if the elephants were circus clowns. They are called plunderers that stole crops, as if they were thieves. They broke into a car dealership where they drank buckets of water and left muddy footprints, as if they could hide their muddy footprints from CSI to prove their innocence. One article says the elephant caused $1 million in crop damage. Just for context, Jeff Bezos makes $1 million every 7 minutes. There are only 300 Asian elephants left in China. Once their ancestors, the mammoths, wandered these lands for millions of years without encountering a single human. There is evidence now to prove that early man, coming upon the last of the mammoths, hunted, scavenged, and ate them into extinction. There's enough ivory trinkets in the world to prove we modern humans will do the same to their descendants. The new thing is rubies. Asian elephants are now being shot, poisoned, stripped of their prized skin, thick with blood vessels, to be turned into red rubies. As if there weren't enough rubies and stone-headed people in the world. In the last 100 years, elephant numbers, African and Asian, were cut down to 10 million to less than 500,000, while human population grew fourfold to 8 billion. The jumbo-sized problem in the room is us. We are the plunderers. We are the thieves. We are the poachers. We are the ones leaving our muddy footprints all over their dead carcasses. 2 weeks ago, my son's therapist alerted us that my son called her from rehab. It's been 8 months, the longest he's been clean for years. She says he plans to bounce out of rehab. He's on the edge. She asks us to steel ourselves and be strong. 3 days later, he changes his mind. I call after, he tells me he's good. He wrote 10 pages in his journal. Big feelings come to mind. We all have big feelings sometimes. We need to get away, take that journey inward, be by ourselves. I read that the elephants are headed back to their reserve. They were gone for 18 months. And good news, they're coming home with 2 additional members. 2 calves were born during the journey. I tell my son he made a good decision to stay. He says he doesn't plan to stay the whole 18 months. He wants to come home. I tell him one day at a time. One day at a time. I'm hurting inside. I want to see him badly. Big feelings. I hear them rumbling in my head. Big feelings. They're trampling my heart. Big feelings. Wild elephants can't hold me back. Only this time they do. Only this time I let them. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Those
Thank you
feelings.
for sharing that, Julian.
Wow.
No words.
Yeah, no. It hurts, you know. I feel that. Thank you, Julian, for joining us and sharing that. Wow. Heavy, 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 heavy. Absolutely. Do you want to type in your contact info in the chat and I'll share it to the YouTube channel? Yeah, all my best to you. Thanks for joining us. Yes. All right, it's one of those moments where I think we all collectively just take a moment, bring it in. Deep breath. All right, I think we're here. We're here, present now. Thank you. Let's see, where are we going next? Man, that one hit so hard. We got Nick up next. Yo, Nick, are you back? Okay, because I know I saw
I'm
you were
back.
having Zoom.
Yeah, I
having
was
Zoom
having issues, but yeah, and then I just had to do a quick shutdown, and I was back, and it's all good to go.
You're good. You're good,
We
man.
all
Awesome.
okay now. It's
We
okay.
are. Yo, what's that background there? That's is that a pirate ship? It is.
Oh
Pirate
yeah, it's a
Day.
pirate ship right here. I love pirates, man. That shit's awesome. Thanks for having me, Richie, Kit, and everyone. Y'all are fucking awesome. And I also wanted to say to everyone that reached out to me, thank you again. It was very overwhelming, but I appreciate each and every one of you for reaching out to me. And last Monday was a fucking great show. Y'all helped me out make that great show. And yes, my birthday is coming up, Tez. It's coming up in 3 days. I also want to point out, Julian, that poem was so powerful. I wish I didn't have all those issues so I could hear the entirety of it. I'll go back and watch that. That was something right there. And that was, no, I love you, Julian. Love you here. All right. So we'll see if I have time for 3. I'll do 2 for now, and we'll see about the 3rd one. So I normally do a birthday poem, and I combine pirates with the birthday poem. So this is what I came up with for my birthday this year. This one's called I've sailed the 7 seas and I want to go home. Did you know that I was a pirate before I was a cult leader? I feel like I've been on this journey for 31 years. I have a map that doesn't know its direction. I was a scallywag at birth, and even today, I'm still a landlubber. I'm on my Jolly Roger, marooned to the sea, on an island without any clarity. I have been on both ends of a mutiny to which I still sail the 7 seas. Avast ye mateys, I have walked the plank to be fish food, only to swim with the sharks and dolphins, only for the pirates to scream, blimey. I was supposed to be a dead man that tells no tales, for I have lost count after my 5th near-death experience. Aye, aye, they call for me. Arg, I would have said. I've sailed through hell and came back stronger. I know how to be grateful. We are buckos and buccaneers. We sang shanties of our journeys and funny stories. One of them went like this. We drank our grog and fed it to the frog. Got that frog 3 sheets into the wind. Frog became a pirate and became intertwined into the bullshit that is life. Until the frog became a snake. Went something like that. I've gambled on life, lost quite a few times. I broke tabletops of blackjack cards, caught 21 spades and 11 hearts. Took doubloons, loot, and booty and riches with me, buried them underground for better value. As I sail my seas with a pirate crew that I am proud of, and I know damn well they're proud of me, for a 32nd time, I look at the revolver, watch it rotate, and spin. Hope that the blast isn't in the chamber, for I have fucked up my own life enough. For this pirate crew is this crew that is for me. We have bounties on our heads since we were born. Everyone thinks they can hit us broadside, that we crash and burn. We don't. We rise again with cutlasses in hands to pillage and plunder. Gonna take more than Molotov to incinerate us. So let's go, pirates, and let's take the world by storm. It's time for an uproar that won't be drowned into the seas. Don't send me to Davy Jones's locker. Send me home and batten down the hatches. Because we're going to weather this storm. Now say it with me. Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Aye, aye, Captain. I need some rest, though. After a few days and after the candles have been blown out and the cannons have been fired, it's time for an uproar. It's time for our uproar to last more than 32 years. Right, so that was one right there.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Hey, aye, aye, Captain, I love it. Thank you. Arrgh. I'm a pirate. I love it. It's like pirates are my shit right there, and I'm glad I got on to the Nuyo. So let's switch it up to the greatest background ever of all time that was made by Richie Marufo right there. So I'll do this little short one right here that I've been working on for a little bit. I wrote this at my grandma's wake, so I don't have a title for this one yet, but here we go. I'd rather stare at flowers than stare at people. Flowers have a tendency to bloom with room to spare. I'd rather stare at flowers because flowers are beautiful whether in shrub form or gardens. Humans give odd looks when the eyes are locked. Flowers give you a key to bliss, to peace. Nice little shorty right there. And I'll kind of end with this one right here. This one is one of the pieces going to be in my book. I've done this one a couple times before, but I'm feeling this one. This one's called Remember Me When I Transcend. When I die, I want you to know it is not your fault. It would be by my own hands that dug my grave and buried me 7 feet under. I won't be taking my riches with me. My soul won't stay stagnant. My poetry will overflow out of these pages, at least I hope. I am the holder of my own keys to my own gas fuel fuckery. With my pedal to the floor of my vehicle, I speed race to Fast and Furious that one day will kill me. I want a true principle that school never taught me. I need a belief that doesn't kill others. I would love to hold someone close to me. I have accepted that I will eventually go out as either a martyr or devil. It's going to be how I'm perceived when the sun touches the earth on that fateful day. I hope I am recognized as a poet. That's my set, yeah.
I see you, poet. I see you. Everyone make some noise, clap it up, snap it up, show
We
some
see
visual love for Nick right here. Yes,
Hi,
y'all.
baby.
Yes, Nick, bringing your words to your process, man. You model that. You model it always, again and again. And that's what I want the world to see, is how with your poetry, this is your companion when you go through fucking life.
Absolutely, Cumlin. And I'm also working on that because I didn't get the piece that we talked about on Sunday and everything, where we were talking about that prompt and everything that I came up with. I'm still working on it. It's not done yet. I would have loved to have done that piece because I want to just let's just say it's going to be a good one.
Yes, I cannot wait for the pieces to come out. What a great prompt.
That's a great prompt. I'm not gonna lie. Do you mind if I say it though for the prompt for those that want to take the challenge?
Yes,
Yeah.
please
All
bring
right.
it.
So on Sunday, Cameron and I were in a room and everything. We talked about grief, and I said, grief. I agree that grief is a bitch, but grief is a jackass. So I said, grief is a jackass is the prompt. So for those that want to take that challenge, grief is a jackass. That's the prompt. So if y'all want to get some red done, there you go. Yeah, there it is. Prompt: grief is a jackass. To follow me, I do have a link tree that I'll drop in the chat, but it's in my name right there. Point properly. The real Nick P right there on IG. My Venmo, I can drop all that into the chat too as well. My Venmo, Cash App, and my PayPal and everything. My birthday is 3 days away, so if you want to drop a little tip for that, for my birthday, I would appreciate that very much. If not, it's okay. But again, Richie, it's great to be back here again, and this time as a performer, not as a host this time. But we're gonna work on that. Get a couple more guest shows in here, before the year's over. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, man, I'm absolutely down. I appreciate you so much, man. And yeah, I can't wait to buy that book. That's I'm waiting. It's like, hurry up, man, hurry up.
Hey, it's almost here. It's almost here. Before you know it, Ad versus Reaction will be in your hands and all people's hands. It'll be available. It's coming. Don't worry. It'll be here.
Yes, I have a list for everyone. I have a spreadsheet, everyone's books I want to get to eventually. Like when I get a little extra cash and boom, getting, collecting. It's gonna be so much fun. Thank you, Nick. Speaking of writing prompts, some of you guys weren't here yet, but I was just out of curiosity because we've been working with a lot of breweries. Right now, I'm drinking from a local brewery in El Paso called Craft Rhythm and Brews. We did a debut open mic there recently. Very good beer. We also work with one called Old Sheepdog. So what I want to ask you guys, based on attending BWOMS and being BWOMS performers and poets, what would a BWOMS beer taste like? What kind of beer would it be? What would it taste like? Any kind of special flavorings? Put it down in the chat. Even on YouTube, if you're watching, if you're listening, what would it be like? What would it taste like? That's what I'm curious. I have my thoughts, but I'll see what you guys would think as well. Let's go ahead and keep it going though for now while you guys come up with those answers, and we're going to come back to El Paso where we have one of our treasures, one of our legends. It's always great to see them out at the shows when they can make it, but just as well every Monday coming through with the good stuff. And also I'm always impressed with your social media presence, the kind of stuff that you share, the way you share your writing, and of course you have a website now. I believe it's Vocal. I'll let you talk about it. Yo, we have Lee MS in the house. Lee, welcome back. Yeah.
So I'm going to do my set first. I do have 2 old ones, 1 new one. And then I'll talk about the social media and all that stuff. So the old ones first, this is called Forgive. I can only catch glimpses of my childhood fluttering by, moths to the electric resonance of light. The few I trapped on the lattice work of memories remained covered with layers upon layers of guilt, shame, fear, hate, that I learned to ignore in hopes of forgetting, losing them to the flood of electric waves inside my brain. When nothing worked and the dust only piled up until I was nothing more than the attic of an abandoned house, I figured the sepia scope of nostalgia, remembrance, exposure would help in letting go. I revisited these childhood monsters, returning to the house with lights always flickering to learn so I could unlearn. And I forgave myself. Shocked by the crumbled walls I had built, tumbling down by my hands, the ghosts of shard night butterflies escaped the cobweb I had laced, and we were free. So that's one. Then I have another old one. This is called Plegarias. I have finally the English version and now the Spanish version to it. Originally, I think I read it before here. It was something like, once I'm free of this flesh prison, I'm coming for you, you narc piece of shit. And yeah, religious trauma is real, people. Anyways, this is called Plegarias. I have the distinct memory of faces contorted into rapture, a suffocating mixture of confusion and fear within the temple I forced my shape into, amorphous, distrustful, skeptical of the veracity of tongues. I thought myself broken, envied not falling into the delusion as body swayed in elated rhythm, covered in tears and sweat and some even vomit. They took the fallen bodies into a separate building, carried by ready hands who knew what was to happen and where to hide them. The convulsive bodies elevated by the spirit, seizing, jolting, shaking, vibrating, collapsing as hands intruded upon their spaces. Perhaps it was my lack of elation, or the grasp of, pop up, there we go. Or the grasp that the incredulity had around my throat, the apple permanently stuck in me, but I stood in place, still within the circle of fallen, confused on what this God demanded for the possibility of salvation. Adoration amidst suffering in exchange for an afterlife prostrated at his feet, unquestioning, unwavering, fervent. I fancied myself its enemy, believed him weak and insecure in its own grasp over our souls, deeply afraid of the power we held over his crown, and I laughed. I don't believe in fairies. I don't. In the Spanish version for this, la distintiva memoria de rostros contorsionados en elación, una mezcla sofocante de confusión y miedo dentro del templo donde forcé mi cuerpo a cambiar su forma. Amorfo, desconfiado, escéptico de la veracidad de las lenguas. Me creí roto. Envidiaba el no caer en los delirios de los cuerpos balaceándose en gozoso ritmo, cubiertos en lágrimas y sudor. Quizás algunos vómito. Llevaron los cuerpos caídos a un edificio aparte, cargados por las manos de quienes sabían lo que pasaría y dónde podrían esconderlos. Los agitados cuerpos elevados por el espíritu, convulsionando, sacudiendo, vibrando, colapsando, mientras las manos irrumpían en su espacio. Quizás fue la falta de gozo o la mano firme con la que la incredulidad me sostenía de la garganta, la manzana permanentemente atorada en mí. Pero durante el transcurso me mantuve de pie en el círculo de los caídos, confundido por lo que este Dios demandaba por la posibilidad de salvación. Adoración en medio del sufrimiento a cambio de una vida después de la muerte postrado a sus pies, incondicionalmente, inquebrantables, vehementes. Me imaginé ser su enemigo, lo creí débil e inseguro de su propio control sobre las almas, intensamente temeroso de nuestro poder sobre su corona, y reí. No creo en las hadas, no creo. Finally, this is something new. This is called Ritual, and I'm starting because spooky season is coming, and spooky season is my favorite season, and October is also my birthday month, not day, month. So this is based on horror movies, and this one is based on the movie that got me back into horror movies. This is called The Ritual, the movie, and this is called Ritual. When I can't find myself on the aftermath of post-trauma, flashes of memories lost in the mist or trapped in the mud, all that is left is to seek them and hollow the ground so I can bury them for the last time, lest they pull me to the grime or down roads not taken before. I can catch glimpses of me in the mist, hidden on the top of the trees, and some others underneath this dirt, part humans, part inhuman, and parts I still do not know of. When I can't find myself, I keep my distance and watch as I unfold. I can see fire deep in my eyes, lighting my path, the taste of flame still caught in my tongue. When I seek myself out of the mist, I can see them caught in my branches, lost in my haze. When I can't find myself and instead find the intruders who dared stumble into my forest, I like to see their memories burning and their despair. I rise back into me. And that was it.
Yes, and whenever you say that is it, that is my cue to say that was everything. Thank you, Lee. I just got some ideas too for like spooky season since you're talking about it like that. But before we get to that, please tell our audience, our beautiful, lovely audience, how they can support your work online.
So I posted my link tree. You can find all of the stuff that I'm doing. So including social media, links to my book, Vocal, which is kind of like Medium, in which they pay you for engagement pretty much. So right now I'm writing for that for them. So yeah, I would appreciate any help that you can provide. Reading literally gives me my like I'm able to get paid if you just read. You don't even have to donate to it. So yeah. Aside from that, I do have Tumbleworks that is going to happen on the day of my birthday, October 16th. And because it's spooky season, we're going to be talking about shadow work during that Tumbleworks project session. And then I was just invited by Finn Bell into to be featured in a spooky season Fincabulary. So yeah, I'm excited for October.
Yes.
Lee, yes! Brava! Siempre.
MV Lee. MV
Hell yeah,
Lee.
for the October birthdays.
Yo, we got the birthday twins. We got to do this. I want to do a special event. Like I want to feature both you and Kit at one of the events on October, like kind of like a birthday twin poetry birthday celebration thing. We'll talk about that. Dude, Vocal, yes, the links. I got to share that. Oh, I did on YouTube. So that's awesome. Also, if you guys don't know, I do have a BWOMS podcast, and it's just kind of like an extension of when we were doing live shows. I would just kind of invite people in to talk. I was thinking for that for spooky season, it'd be cool to also like maybe just do like scary stories or ghost stories, campfire ghost stories. So if you guys are interested in telling any of those kinds of stories, maybe we can work something out. I just recently had a Girl Scout troop come in, and like I showed them all the equipment, and then I interviewed them. It was like a Saturday morning. It was super fun. I got to talk to them about like what they've learned in Girl Scouts, like what they want to do when they grow up. They were super excited to be there. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming up. Yeah, man, I love to hear all these things happening, and congrats on all those events, Lee. So speaking of birthday twins, you guys already know what's up. You have MV Lee, and you also have Mr. Monday Night. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just go and welcome Kit Ran to the stage. Kit, go and take it away. It's all you, man.
Take it away, me. All right. Oh, what a great night. I keep saying that, and it keeps being true. How does that happen? I don't know. Better not look into it too deep. But 3 of mine, and then the cover poem. It is hard to be over the top when the globe itself keeps flipping. It is hard to keep perspective when nothing will sit still. The world doesn't have to listen to me. Nobody does. The world will never, has never before, bowed before a collective will, much less the individual, screaming the way a flea might. And it is readying for the great shaking, casting us off. It appears to follow the systems we devise, but that is little more than a courtesy, like asking after a co-worker's child by calling it the little one to hide that you never learned their name. So what should we do in these early last days? Should I be among the street preachers who one day will not only be right, but fashionable? Shall I count the sides of the pyragon until I run out of numbers? Busy work, is this all just busy work? Since we cannot rebuild the world in our image or reshape it with our tools, then maybe the job of the artist is to be irritating. The hair falling across a politician's lip mid-speech. The non-fatal accident, grinding traffic to a halt. The puppet show will once again be in vogue, and we'll marvel at the marionette with no marionettist, reaching his odd bony hand to pluck his own invisible strings. And this one is going to be in the forthcoming Life at the Time anthology, which will be released soon, I am led to believe. But let's just get into it. I believe I titled this Message Sent 231, Message Read 232. A sudden dark thought propels me to send a message to a friend saying, I just want to make sure nobody spirited you off the streets of Portland into an unmarked van. When she replies quickly, I am able to pretend that it is a dark joke and not a mental image that I have had and can't shake even as we continue to talk. She also kids on the square. She says she is too asthmatic to risk exposure to tear gas, no matter how close to her heart or her doorstep the conflict reaches. In this moment, I am briefly thankful for social media, for taking all the panic out of my panicked missives, turning my frightened whelps into nervous chuckles. We laugh at death to make him feel bad about himself. We want to demotivate him, make him move with a slower, more predictable gait. If we keep it up, we will make him resent his job and half-ass it. We will keep doing that even after it has been proven not to work, even after the tests come back and the low-grade fevers get closer and closer to my hermetic circle. Perhaps death has never actually been able to distinguish between mockery and encouragement and reads all our words in the same flat tone. Perhaps I should not let my heart whisper furtive squirts of succor, but let it blast in steroid-aided pumps and arrhythmia loud enough to set off car alarms, to give all the people fighting urgent fights one secure moment, to disorganize the destroyers and acolytes of death for just long enough. I am not that powerful. I fear I am not equal to this moment, but I know the people who are. I trust them with my affirming light. They live in the mountains. They hang hammocks with each end on a saguaro. They walk all day in forests without getting lost. They know that I know them. They know that I need them. They, too, fight the silence and aim their heartbeats carefully. And last one of mine, no title, because I never title things until I submit it, and then I don't remember the titles later. Because titles aren't really important. It's like, you don't need a title. Hey, no one needs a title. That's in the Constitution. I want to talk about the things that don't matter as if they do. I want the only raised voices to be joyous. I want no unspoken tension. I want all negative emotions to be a playful ritual act. They can't be killed entirely, but they can be declawed, made subservient to a higher, kinder force. I want all tears to be performative and all smiles to be genuine. I want our differences to be topics of interest instead of means of control. I want every great work to be without an author. I will not ask anybody to forgive unilaterally, but I want everyone who seeks forgiveness to find it. I want their apologies to not be boilerplate or rehearsed, but spontaneous and, if possible, totally wordless. I want the nonpartisan roar of a football crowd that just saw what they cannot describe and don't care which team scores anymore. Their cheers join as a white noise that never fades or resolves into signal until amazement is the only thing we can feel, until thank you is the only thing we can say. One of these days. Not soon, but eventually. And now the cover poem. Mike Sindler calls these the hat poems because of his little ritual. For me, they're all hat poems. So this is the cover poem. This is Praise the Rain by Joy Harden. Praise the rain, the seagull dive, the curl of plant, the raven talk. Praise the hurt, the house slack, the stand of trees, the dignity. Praise the dark, the moon cradle, the sky fall, the bear sleep. Praise the mist, the warrior name, the earth eclipse, the fired leap. Praise the backwards, upward sky, the baby cry, the spirit food. Praise canoe, the fish rush, the hole for frog, the upside down. Praise the day, the cloud cup, the mind flat, forget it all. Praise crazy, praise sad, praise the path on which we're led, praise the roads on earth and water, praise the eater and the eaten, praise beginnings, praise the end, praise the song and praise the singer, praise the rain, it brings more rain, praise the rain, it brings more rain.
And with those poems placed together, he has created alchemy. Ladies and gentlemen, Kit Wren,
Yay,
make some
Kit.
noise. Clap it up.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that was your best set.
Yes,
Wow, that
yes,
second one
strong.
especially. Holy crap! Holy crap!
Kid,
That
I
was
see you.
incredible.
Kid, I see you have a pirate themed shirt on. The
Oh,
pirate
that's
theme.
true. I hadn't even realized it. No, I missed Roberto
Clemente.
Clemente Day. That was last week. So
Oh, he
just
was
making
my
up for
favorite.
missing it.
Cool.
When I
Awesome,
was a
man.
kid, he was my favorite. He could throw you out from third at home plate from third right field.
Cannon
It was
for an arm.
amazing.
I think it was Vin Scully who said Clemente could catch the ball in New Jersey and throw you out in Pittsburgh.
Exactly. Yes.
There you go.
Right on, man. Yo, tell us about what you got going on online. I know like it's football season, so now you got like some projects that are fresh. I don't know if you'd like to talk about that or just where people can support your work.
Sing along if you know the words at home, because we got Instagram at Kit Ren Away. Hang on, let me put myself on spotlight. There we go. Instagram at Kit Ren Away, Twitter at Kit Talk Sports, Ko-fi.com/Kit Ren. It's football season again, so that's being updated again. They also have a more legitimate outlet at the Denton night, but I'm going to keep the archive and mirror them on the Ko-fi. Facebook at my name. It's easy enough. You drop something at the tip jar at PayPal, or you could just send me an email. Like that works for both. Let's see what else. It's more of a technical role than like something. It's more of a technical role than like a ceremony, than like an actual title. But like I help facilitate Tumblewords since Donna's electronics are still out of commission. I'm the one that's facilitating the meetings on Saturdays, which you should definitely go to because they're awesome. And I have a feature somewhere else pretty soon, but I don't know if it's politic to announce that yet. But more on that when it comes. All right. Thank you, Richie. I'll step back into the audience now.
All right, man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, and also shout out to Kit for making all the in-person open mics that we've been having recently, including when it was like back to back to back. That was intense. Like I saw Kit Monday night here online, Tuesday at Mona, Wednesday at Craft Rhythm and Brews. It was a tall order, but you know, I think by Wednesday both of us were like so tired. It takes a lot of energy, but I enjoy. I love it. I love getting spaces like this, and of course in person as well. All right, yo, let's keep going. In fact, we're gonna go to Cali. And you know, our next performer made his triumphant return after, I mean, I feel like it had been like 3 months, almost 3 months or more than that since I had seen him, since we've seen him. But he's back. He's lost some weight and facial hair and head hair. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage Abraham Kamani.
Hey!
Yo, the righteous poet, the coolest screen name too, the righteous poet with right in there. All right, yeah, take it away, man. Take it away.
Yes. Yeah, it's been about a good maybe 5 or 6 months up until last week. So it feels good to be back here on Monday nights after the Neo. And I have 3 pieces. 2 of the pieces were from Trisha De Jesus's theme last Thursday on What's in the Box. And then the third one is more of a personal autobiographical narrative piece. So I'm going to start with the 2 from last Thursday's theme. This one is called Coffin Box. Dead bodies inside a coffin box, cold, stiff, more solid than rocks. I've kissed my fair share of hard heads, permanently lying in their resting beds before they were taken off to the cemetery for a last ride underground to be buried, only to have their flesh eaten for supper, bones stripped of meat by the vultures, leaving nothing to the dead imagination of skeletal remains in their habitation. A coffin box housing a once living being whose life had either a good or bad meaning, but now the only thing that is left is memories of how they looked before death. The quality of their character, be it good or bad, the expression of their faces, being happy or sad. One thing is definitely certain for sure: recollections of the dead will eternally endure, so long as loved ones mention their names, whether their existence brought forth joy or pain, because unlike bodies, memories cannot be locked, never to be released from the coffin box. All right. That's that piece. And this next piece is called, this here. I know I just saw it. Oh, yes. I'm looking at it all along. It's called Words of Wealth. Inside of this treasure box, we will find words of wealth with an abundance of nutrients essential for our holistic health. These words are brighter than the sun, have more carats than gold, give you more energy than solar, keep you young, never getting old. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness is what we desire most in life. Faithfulness, goodness, gentleness, self-control, fruits from the Holy Spirit of Jesus Christ. Justice will come out with a ready smile to serve the righteous by punishing the evil. Hand out equity with hugs and kisses. Shift the balance of power to the people. Liberty and happiness will exchange vows. Send us invitations to the revolutionary wedding. Front row seats to watch them tie the knot. Dance with freedom in this radically romantic setting. Here inside this lovely treasure box, our lives will drastically change for the better, healed inside and out by these golden words, prepared at the table for us to eat together. All right, that's the second piece. And this last piece is probably the most vulnerable piece I've ever wrote thus far, and probably ever, as far as I'm concerned. It's called Half-Assed Homophobe. When I was in the 6th grade, there was a boy in my class who loved to crack jokes on people, but it seemed as if he had a special place for me in his cruel world of clowning. One day, this boy thought that it was a great idea to write a love letter under my name to an openly gay boy at our school. I do not remember the exact words he wrote in that so-called love letter, but I remembered he wrote it under my name. If I had the words and nerve to clap back, I would have told him, "You must be really gay to be a boy writing a love letter to a boy while hiding under another boy's name. If you really like him so much, why don't you give him the love letter under your name, along with a nice wet peck on the cheek, either on his facial cheek or his ass cheek? Don't worry, I won't judge you for your preference." But those words never came out of my mouth. Instead, tears came streaming out of my eyes. To his satisfaction, before he threw the letter away, assured me that he was just joking, that he never intended to give that boy the letter. But his twisted sense of humor had a long-lasting effect on my attitude towards boys and men who openly displayed their homosexuality. For many years, I was homophobic before I developed an attraction to girls. But like most boys I knew, I was a hypocritical homophobe who frowned upon boys performing fellatio, but delighted in girls performing cunnilingus. If I must be 100% honest, the first lips locked with mine were lesbian, and the first titties I sucked were lesbian. Funny thing is, about 2 years before I kissed lesbian lips and sucked lesbian titties, one of my friends joked around and called me a lesbian several times. I chased him around our apartments in a fit of rage, but when I later reflected on this label, I thought to myself, shit, man. Boys are lesbians for liking girls, then we straight boys must be some openly proud lesbians, hyper heterosexual boys full of so much pride. And if I must continue to be openly honest, part of my past pornography addiction consisted of watching tons of lesbian porn. Well, so much for being against homosexuality. I was nothing more than a half-assed homophobe who enjoyed watching two girls kissing, bumping, and grinding on each other in person and on the screen, but would have turned my head the other way in complete disgust if two boys were doing the same. Well, it took me up until the age of 25 to say, fuck it. Who am I to hate men who intimately love other men, who never tried to hit on me in any way, shape, or form, who just want to live freely and peacefully without fear of stigma, ostracism, or death, simply because of their sexual orientation. Only when the Spirit of God descended upon me did I learn to love all men in the name of Jesus Christ, secure in my masculinity, secure in my heterosexuality, secure in my humanity, and most of all, secure in my Christianity. In pieces.
All right, man. Thank you, Abraham Kamani, righteous
Wow.
poet. Thank you, man. That was incredibly honest, man. Thanks for sharing that inner self reflection. And you already have on your so that's your Instagram. Is that the main way to hit you up right there? Righteous poet
Yes.
spelled with right here. Let's get you on here, man. Where else can we find your work online or support you?
Well, I'm just building up, man. But I usually post these things on Instagram the following day. So you'll probably see a post of these exact pieces tomorrow, Wednesday, somewhere around there. So, you know, everything I post is on Instagram pretty much. So just keep writing more, then eventually type them up on my Microsoft and, you know, get at somebody to help me publish a book.
Right on, man. Yeah, that's a good plan, good process. Thank you, Abraham, for joining us, man. So
thank you.
Yeah, man. I'll be on the lookout for those posts. So we're gonna go from Long Beach to LA, West Coast, where we're gonna bring up, you know, one of our favorite Chicano poets who hits the mic pretty regularly. You guys already know, as many like to say, class is about to be in session. Let's go and welcome back to the show, Mr. Teso Somok. What's going on, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. And yourself?
Good. I mean, I'm always really good. Even if I had a bad day, like to sit here and listen to you guys is amazing for me. So I'm glad to be here.
Are you back to teaching?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Good. All right. So I have one piece and then one music piece. So let's get into it. This is a little hard. So be ready for the blows, as they say. Every time I write a poem. Every time I write a poem, I have to serve you up a bowl of shit. I don't want to, but I have to overcome your unconscious ghetto projection, my maximal mitigating defensive strategies derived from your internal inferior expectations of me, your superiority privileges, my projections of your structural class privileges, and their demands for compliance. Every time I write a poem, I have to serve you up a slab of innervated meat. The masterclass celebrity poet tells you the poem begins in the body. They don't tell you that the innervated slab of meat at the podium will be re-traumatized by the avalanche of phalanx machine gun triggers at 75 per minute. Every time I write a poem, I have to serve you up a bucket of slop. The lie of the ideal becomes the curse of reality. We are forever scrapping at the edges of the table of power, indeterminate, irreversible, far from equilibrium, and emergent. The whole can't overcome the parts. Our image thoughts must be stitched from transgenerational breadcrumbs, the sour milk from our mothers and wet nurses. Our trough is fermenting with pieces of reality, the ruin of representation, the phenomenology of false consciousness, the abstract that never explains anything. Every time I write a poem, I want to serve you a quaint single sentence synopsis. Quote, a boy and a little bird are on a journey across a strange island trying to get back home. But we're perceived as the lesser creatures in the white world. We can only survive and navigate the world through our performative whiteness, our ontology, the metaphysics of the nature of being does not permit me to be a brown man, because brownness is created as a negation to whiteness. I just can't be a brown poet. The brown experience ignores the lived experience, like Michael K. Williams. I can only serve you up Omar from The Wire, selling you your trauma as I pull the trigger on my sawed-off shotgun. Boom! All right, were you guys still with me?
Yeah, man. We're snapping away.
Snapping away. All right, let me bring up and we'll do a sound check. All right. By the way, Maddie is out hustling. He's on his way to being the poet laureate of El Departamento de Santana de El Salvador. So let's congratulate Mr. Elo Lama, Elote Lama. And Nick, happy birthday. And Lee MS, happy birthday to you too, forthcoming. Sounds good. This piece was written by Peter Jones. It was taken from a collection of letters from a father to his son a while back, and I liked it as really nice. It was, to me, I feel it as really great literature, but it's also a very common. It's an experience for our people too, in our diaspora. So here we go. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1868. My dear loving son John, your good friend, the schoolmaster Pat McNamara, so good as to write these words. Your brothers have all gone to find work, and the house is empty and sad. The crops of potatoes sorely infected, a third to a half of them bad. And your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are getting to be married in June. Your mother says to work on the railroad and be sure to come home soon. Oops, I forget all was this. Damn it. That's my bad. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1870. Dear and loving son John, hello to your missus and your 4 children. he'll never learn. Because of the dampness, there is no turf to speak of. We have nothing to burn. And Bridget is happy. You named the child for her. And now she's got 6 of her own. You say you can word, but you don't say what kind, or when you will be coming home. Kill Kelly. Dear Michael and John, my son, I'm sorry to give you the very sad news. Your dear old mother has gone. We buried her at the church in Kilkelly. Your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly. Remember her in your prayers. And it's so good to hear that Michael is returning with some money, sure to buy some land for the crops have been for the people are singing any pride they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1890. My dear and loving son John, I guess that I must be close to 80. It's 30 years since you're gone. Still living out on my own. Michael has built himself a fine house, and Bridget's daughters have grown. Thank you for sending your family picture. They're lovely young women and men. You say that you might even come for a visit. What a joy to see you again. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1892. My dear brother John, I'm sorry that I didn't write you sooner. Tell you that father passed on. He says he was cheerful and healthy right down to the end. Ah, you should have seen him play with the grandchildren of Pat McNamara, her friend. And we buried him alongside of Mother down at Kilkelly churchyard. He was a strong and feisty old man. Considering his life was so hard. And it's funny the way he kept talking about you. He called for you in the end. Oh, why don't you think about coming to visit? We'd all love to see you again. Oh my God, my hand!
It's a nice song, man. Lots of some praise in the chat. You got to make sure to check that out. Yeah, I heard that song was inspired by some found letters in an attic. So that's pretty interesting backstory on that too. Beautiful. Yeah, like I said, lots of positive comments there. So for people who are uninitiated and have like are tuning in for the first time and seeing you, tell us about the places that they can find your work support. You good, man? You good?
Oh man, that was
That was the test. That was a challenge. The live stuff, huh?
yeah. So folks can find me on Instagram under Gashes2019. If you like my work, you can support me by purchasing a copy of my book Gashes on Amazon. Look it up with Teso Somok and Gashes, and the book will pop right up. It's not very expensive, but it's the spirit of support. Also, I will be doing in November 1st and 2nd a special with Dane Ants. So hopefully folks will be around for that. And thank you all.
Awesome, man. Thank you. This is a nice moment to sit back and listen to the lyrics. And yeah, man, a shout out to, like, that's a lot of finger picking, pretty strong on. So dig it, man. I dig it. All right. How you guys doing tonight? Once again, welcome to our stay-at-home open mic, our weekly Monday night open mic. You know, it's crazy. It's fun in all the good places. It hits hard in all the right places. Lots of healing, lots of flourishing. And we're here. So anyway, let's go to our next performer. As I always like to say, you know, guess who's back? Back again. Patty's back. Tell a friend. Patty's back. All right, yeah, you know what's up. I'm gonna draw the intro, guys. Let's go and welcome back to Stay Home Open Mic. It's been a while, but we got Patty back in the house. Yo, go ahead and take it away. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Nervous?
Good, you got this. All right, take it away.
All right, I'm gonna just jump in. 2 poems. First one. For I never knew life to be bearable until you touched my heart with the light of your words. And yesterday became days in which alive wasn't truly living. When the shadows existed between the corners of each turn I take, and when darkness was the only source of light, I would know you made yourself seen. When the salt in my tears blinded the sight for my eyes and the tremble in my limbs never rose me higher than a fall, you made yourself known. When the seconds became too long and the cavities in my chest pronounced their collapse from the weight, you presented the one road I've never taken. Love. All right, that was the first one. And in true honor, my depressing poem, second piece. I never really liked flying anyway. To soar within the beams of breathless moment lasting light was more than mesmerizing. To feel the shackles slip away from the confinement of weeping wounds was more than liberating. To taste anything other than the pebbles of dirt between the gaps in my teeth was more than cavity-provoking sweetness. The pulse in my heart nearly matched the swelling in my lungs, nearly matched for more than one inhale. Even wings are meant to stop fluttering. How could you step forward if the tips of your toes never touched the ground once more? How the swollen arc of my arms craved the absence of lifted winds and shielded movements. How I silently uttered the words to let me down, for soaring skies weren't meant for foreign minds. How do the words of fulfillment and blissfulness marry each other in the land of decay and chaos? Tell me, without articulating one single word, how flying was meant to be flown, how feeling was meant to be felt, how bleeding was meant to be bled. See, I never conquered the fear of heights greater than the length of my sight, never proclaimed the distance of my flight to the rulings of the sky. And when the whispers of the night inquired of my return, I lowered my arms and returned to the ground below. All right, done, son.
Damn, the whispers of the night inquiring about your return. Damn. Okay. All right. Yo, lots of quotable lines. We're loving it. We love you. Okay. Not here enough. Patty. So yeah, good to see you as always. I mean, lots of love. Just look at the chat. Where can people find you online who are watching on YouTube and seeing you for the first time, following and support your work?
All right, on the quicks, Patty's_poetic_life. Out.
There you go. Awesome. Sweet. Short and sweet. I love it. I love it. We're still waiting for Patty to make it to one of the live mics, but no pressure. No pressure. I got a couple rounds on me, you know what I'm saying? All right. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's see. Tanish, yes, yo, I'm gonna add you to the list. I got you, Tanish. All right, you're gonna be after Matthew. But right now, we're gonna go from EP to MA, and we got Gigi in the house, who I'm always happy to see join us because I know it's late. You know, it's late for a lot of you guys. So, yo, take it away. I know you got some stuff to say. Take it away.
I do. I actually, I have laryngitis, so everyone just kind of bear with me. I have 2 poems I just wrote now, and they're all, and then I have one that I read last week at the new open mic. And they're kind of a little bit different than what I normally do, like topic wise. So like, I hope y'all like it. Can everyone hear me okay, by the way? Okay, cool. All right, so this first one's called I Left My Voice in Your Bed. I wonder if you can hear me, the gravel of my words through a voice lost in pillows and comforters as I mouth your name through breaths of a cold apartment. I think I left my voice in Minneapolis. I wonder if you hear me as I trace the vowels of the sweet words I said to you back to Massachusetts. I am now going only abreast, unpacking my bags, looking where I misplaced it. Maybe I left my voice in your apartment as we said goodbye. I hope you open your windows. I wish my voice that called you breathtaking for a week and let it seep out of your window because I'd like for it to come back home. Or maybe it did, and maybe that's why it's still there. And then this one's called A Week for Love. And what if I loved you for a week? A clock set above our heads as I fabricated what life would be like here nestled between landlocked states and thousands of lakes. What if I loved you for a week as I read books in coffee shops and pretended that I belonged here? Familiar with street names, your street names, and your 3rd floor walk up. Don't worry, I know the code for the building. What if I only loved you for a week? And after that, we realized our lives were too different. The distance too much. You'll never leave here, and I'll never go there. But what if in that week we lived and loved our lives as if we were in the next 35 years? And what if we neatly tucked away the love in a random week in the Midwest? And what if I loved you for a week? But what if I was lying? And what if I loved you for longer than that? And then this one, so you're talking about October birthdays, and my birthday is October 30th, and I actually had a twin sister who passed away, so that's what this is about. They lost my sister. Cemeteries don't keep records of stillborns, at least not in the 90s, at least not for us. It's just a field of bodies with missed birthdays, graduations, and weddings. first dances and kisses that won't ever happen. I called the cemetery. I gave them the last name that I no longer carried, one that we once shared. I wanted to give you a stone for your birthday, for our birthday. We'd be 25 this year. I wonder why I never felt comfortable at home. The uncomfort in stillness. I wonder if you feel the moving of the earth, trying to tell me where you are. I always felt a lost feeling. I wonder if it's the veil of intuition. I wonder whether I'll find you. I didn't think I'd ever lose my twin sister twice. And thank you. You guys can follow me on IG at iron_resilience. I have a website that desperately needs to be updated called arcadian-poetry.com. And I have a book coming out in December called Morning Flowers that will be published through Red and Green Books. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you. That's arcadianpoetry.com. Got updated, but also iron_resilience. I like it. Go give her a follow. Keep up with that stuff. Thank you, Gigi. And also pushing through, with that. Yes, show some love.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
Yes.
We are on a Monday, getting down as always. It's late. It's late for a bunch of you guys. So I appreciate that. For us, it's okay, it's kind of late, but like not East Coast late. All right, so let's see. Let's keep going. Our next performer showed up. He hit me up, put me on the list. I got something cooking up, so I hope that's cooked and ready. I know, whatever, man. Gotta share what you gotta share. Storm Lake, Iowa. We got Matthew Maroquin in the house. What is up, brother?
What's up? Hi. Haven't been here in a minute. It's been very busy with school and college and last semester. I'll share one, tell a story, then share another one. I cooked up two. So this one I just made because I thought it was funnier in my head, but maybe it's funny in real life, but who knows? It's hilarious to me, so I don't care what any of y'all think. So anyways, the title is I could probably be a thumb wrestling world champion. I once cut 50 watermelons with only my thumb. They were thrown up to me all one by one. I slit and slashed, and with every stroke I gained more point cash. It was more than just that. It was pineapples too. And kiwi and apples and pears and other fruits. I slit slash, I was going on the attack. No fruit was safe going in front of my face. I slit slash before there was clash. I cut up any seed is juicy seed. Yeah, you see twice there. Cause you know me, the man of endless possibilities. I slit slash back when I owned an iPod Touch. Man, oh man, how fun Fruit Ninja was. Not sure if y'all remember that game, but like, yeah, I feel like everyone had it at one point.
That's a good one. That's a good one, man.
Like I just went off. Okay. Quick story. So I had a book signing. So two quick stories. Okay. First off, I had a book signing. I haven't posted about this yet, but I'm gonna make a post about this like some other day. But I'll tell y'all because y'all are like my people. And like some dude was just there, right? Drawing away. I had my first book signing in an art gallery for my hometown one. This man grabs and puts $20 down on top of a drawing that he finished. I thought he was just there drawing, whatever, because it's art gallery. Like, why wouldn't you go draw there? And there's chairs and stuff you can just like chill at. And drops $20, says, "Hey, I can keep the change," grabs the book and leaves. And the drawing was of me. Like, what? It was like me with my bucket hat and like my book. Look at that. That's so cool.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, so I got it laminated. And it has a little thing on the book that I'm holding, supposedly. It's like young writer making his own path. I'm like, that's cool. That is cool. Second quick story before I finish with this other poem I wrote right now. I went to La Consulado de El Salvador. It was having the consulate or whatever was having from Chicago, the embassy of El Salvador was having a mobile clinic basically to update passports and stuff. These people buy books for me, and I'm like, okay, they're for their friends or whatever. I didn't think it was gonna sell like anything there, right? I wasn't even really there to sell. I was more there to be like, hey, I'm Salvadorian. We can do things too. Like, look at me. I wrote a book. Let's get out here, you know? Because most of these people, you know, sometimes need that push, and that's kind of cool, you know? Seeing a young kid who, you know, I'm the same age as most of their kids, if not a little bit older. So like, it'd be cool to see that. I thought that's why I was there. They ended up buying books, and I ended up having to sign books for like 4 different Salvadorian diplomats. One to the brother of the president of El Salvador, and one going to the president of El Salvador. I'm like, what? And that was like the wildest thing that happened yesterday. Definitely the wildest thing that my book has brought me. So hopefully he posts it on Twitter or something, because that'd be great. Looking at you, Mr. Prez of El Salvador. Anyways, the second one, I don't have a title for you yet. The title I have for right now is the same as the first line, so I'm just going to go into the reading. My town is a lighthouse in the middle of a cornfield. Steam rises from its top, curling like a pig's tail, blocking the sun. Squeals whistle across sunset husk as they curl, cooking tamales within. Storm-powered bulbs bloom lighthouse sights after the wind brushes the corn's kerneled teeth. Pesticide hives empty as skin stings, the air and noses explode with pollinated string. Thunder pumps hearts and lightning licks eyes to show those who are lost the way back home. Thank you for story time and poetry time. I have a link tree that kind of has everything right now. So I think you can like kind of see it like right there. Yeah, link tree is literally link and then like tr and then like .ee and then backslash. It has like my Instagram handle, but it has all my links. Be that _Marroquin. For y'all on YouTube, you can see it there. For those who are here, I'll put it in the comments for your convenience. Thank you very much.
Oh yes, Matthew coming through, putting in the comments for our convenience. I like that. I like that. Awesome story, man. I'm really happy to hear that. You're on your way to become like a national poet laureate. You know, it's gonna get in the right hands, and then they're gonna be like, I like this. You know, come represent us. It's amazing, man. That's words travel. You know, unexpectedly in great ways. And so, you know, I got my copy. You know, in my bookshelf over there somewhere. I love it, man. Thank you, Matthew, for making it. We've missed you. I know school gets crazy. You know, I'm on the other side of that. On the other side of that, with the whole stack of essays, I also need to grade right now. I was like, ooh, Tuesday morning classes suck now because of Monday night open mics, but it's all good. We're here. All right, yo, this has been a really great show. We had another edition. We have Tanish joining us a little late. I love it, you know, and so Tanish, you were here last week, right? Yeah, you joined us last week, so it's always great to have you. Welcome back. And you're joining us from San Francisco, right?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for adding me on. It's been a day. It's been a long day, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. I just have one. It's about my neighborhood, the Tenderloin. It's called 4 Blocks. I wrote it a couple of days ago in a bar. It's 4 blocks, 2 blocks up, north up the hill, has everything inside, behind closed doors, walled buildings, fresh paint, gleaming, shining, reflecting sun rays bouncing back off ignorant eyes, living content lives of maskless bliss undisguised. 2 blocks down, south down the hill has everything outside, off sidewalks, blanket tents, jacket blankets, in the sun protecting fearless pain, hearts of gold resistance loving themselves into existence with needle and pipe, a lifetime of love, of hunger, severance, between these 4 blocks from hollow to swallow, devoid to devour, scarce to fierce, rich to flinch, and I live directly and somewhere in the middle. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. And also, just in case someone's watching on YouTube and wants to see more of your work or connect with you, how can they do so?
Yeah, I'm on IG at Tanish Cantos and then tanishcantos.com also. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. Yes, you made it. We made it happen. All right, cool. It has been a great night. Man, it's been a long time since I shared anything, but also I don't really have anything ready. So I was like, hold on, let me look really quick. No, I don't have. Oh, damn, Matthew, I just saw your message too. By the way, I don't really check my phone sometimes during these, so I'm like, oh, I'm glad you got it. Cool. We do have Dan. Maybe will Dan the man reads. I'll look for something, but I've had a hard time writing new stuff, so I need to go to Tumblewords Project. That's what I'm realizing. All right, Dan the man, what's up? How are you? So once again, another Monday night. We are here. It's September. I'm dropping things on tables. And that's in celebration of our next performer. He is a regular, just like Kit. He has been here to every single one of these. That's dedication. Also, he shows lots of love, a lot of local love to performers in the region, El Paso and Las Cruces. So you guys will hear about that. Dan, take it away. It's all you, man.
Yep. Okay, how's everybody doing tonight?
Okay.
Do
you know your
Did you mean to do this, Dan? Is this a choice?
Spooky season.
Right. I apologize for being upside down, but yeah.
Do it, man. Do it. It's all you.
Yeah. I look like going downtown, or just I'm just hanging around like a clown, or I'm going for a frown upside down. Why don't we turn our frowns around? Oh, great. It's sad face. Now I'm trying to do a happy face. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. You know, speaking of upside down, yeah, everything's going upside down. Well, lots has been going on. Lots has gone haywire. Nothing feeling by a liar, or a jam about a fire. Or speaking of Border Avenue, where Frank Gray was, we sing the song Fire. Or Billy Joel, we didn't start the fire. Yeah. And the world of turners and the world of turn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Or upside down, it looks like a bat. So like a lat or a rat. Or yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's why we said upside down. Just like upside down, according to Diana Ross. Yeah. Now you turn me inside out and round and round. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes life could go upside down. Sometimes like haywire, or you have a lot to do and things are getting stressful, if you know what I mean. And yeah, something like going on in school, some going to work, some going with family. Sometimes life could go upside down, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes it's up, sometimes upside down ain't right. Sometimes, but sometimes we could go back upside, downside up, and I'm hoping everything will go all right. You know, just like Matthew McConaughey, all right, all right, all right. Or like Jack Ingram, all right, all right, all right. You know, and a fight night. That could go light. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, yeah, that's the theme. Upside down. Before you turn and send me inside out. That's according to Diana Ross. Okay.
Upside down, boy, you love me inside out, round and round.
Yeah. Thank you.
Dan the man. It's got to look through the folder. There it is.
All right, here's my card. Read it and weep it. Okay, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and like my page on Facebook, and find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. Okay, and I'm just recently uploading the regular blog from yesterday. I didn't get a chance to finish the slideshow, so it'll be on the next regular blog. So I apologize for the delay. So you'll like this one. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm back downside up. All right.
Kind of liked it the other way, man.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. All right. You have a great night. I'll see you guys back here next Monday. All right. Back to you, Richie.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. That is Dan the Man, local legend. You can see him featured all around in his weekly video blog, Dan the Man's Weekly. All right, yo. So I was trying to find some stuff to share. I was recently invited to do a performance at I haven't done it yet, but do like a session, a performance session at a local vinyl record shop. So I'm gonna bring my looper and bring some poems. Maybe I'll bring some guests along. I haven't really decided yet. I need to figure out the vibe for that. But I'll share a couple pieces just to kind of, because it's been a while since I've read at these, and for a good reason, because it's been so many people, and I don't want to perform if there's like people waiting to do their thing. So just kind of two of the newer ones that I wrote last year. If you've been here, you've heard them just because they're the newest ones. So I think I've been reading them a lot. This one's called Kiss of Fire. I remember rooms strewn with strangers, adorned with the weight of wandering eyes, yearning for that chance to linger, to feast on that quiet desperation, to catch another's fish hook, high wire, kerosene soaked life preserver of a glance. For just a moment, this moment in which we are the only two people in existence, burning hot quasars on the peripheries of something, caught in a dance with nothingness. It's a cosmic tango, nebula dust pillars swirling to the melody of cascading trumpet battle cries. It's the ever-expanding pool of the universe seeking to know itself. We are a feather and a bowling ball falling side by side in the vacuum of maybe, perhaps, not today. Count us the everyday explorers of the could have beens and sidewinded sing-alongs. We bring along the song of the long gone and since then rescinded. Call us the heavy-winded. Eternity, living, breathing, dying, and being reborn all over again. Eternity lived out in moments like this. Ojitos, ocular arsenry, in which our eyes meet head-on like high beams in the seclusion of a pre-dawn southwest desert highway, doomed for a head-on collision of you and me. It's the taste of a cotton candy sunrise and the sizzle of a new day. All right, so that's one, Kiss of Fire. That was actually for Neo Rican. I believe the prompt was First Kiss. So it was like one of the first times I actually did make it on to read that. All right. And now, I think we've all been there before. Man, some good first kisses, it's always the fun ones. Okay. This one's called Ever Patient Skywatcher. I wrote it last year as well. Figure this out. Yeah, okay. Inspiration. I've seen you through the clouds, amongst the people and in the crowds. Last night, the stars sang to me, blanketed me in threads of light in the chaos of eons and eons beyond that space of understanding, standing under, over, in, on, at, around, and within. Call me ever patient skywatcher. I have learned to assign moments under the stars as a paradigm for understanding. Last night, the stars sang to me. Illuminescent, loom in essence, taught me that inspiration doesn't just live in timelines, holds no expiration dates, but dares to exist like a spark through the darkness, waiting to be ignited. If you listen closely, you can hear it. We're talking relevance and retrospect. Hence, our introspective perspectives may come to be respective as it grows in the infinite, minute by minute, like lit wick. Hands tick to the click, click. Tolerance to the entropy of existence has dictated. It must be. Mira. Manifest this tequila into discarded coffee cups. Yes, the usefulness of a cup is in its emptiness. It's its own kind of magic. It persists, it perseveres, it runs on and on into spray paint sizzle of midnight mist. It's flora y fauna, aloe vera y la verdad. Moon, magnificent, mystifies and tangles my heart in her moonbeams. Greets me like an old friend. See, there's something to be said about taking moments to reflect, to quiet things down, and listen to the slowing down of your very own breath, to place your hands on your chest and feel your theme music, that steady bass line that's pumping life force, while the night breeze paints there around you like the moon greets me like an old friend, and here I am, aquí estoy, finger on the pulse of a moment, ear to the rhythm of this mixtape music. Wind in hair, eyes closed, the world takes a breath, and I feel her cry. The world is hurting, and I'm trying my best, and I realize that sometimes my best has to be better. It is a cascade of thoughts swirling into the abyss, stretched and pulled out to the sound of be better, 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 be the thought. It mimics the musicality of black holes. It repeats and repeats. It gains steam. It grows momentum, claims more land. It snakes throughout the cities in my head. Synapses sparking, smoking, revealing that we still can't stop progress on a moving train of thought. Like tick, 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 bloom. All right, that's one of my performance pieces. I used to perform that with the jazz band and everything. So I found a cool little instrumental to read that with. But yeah, this was fun. I really loved it. As always, this is all archived. It's in here. You guys are amazing. We're gonna hang out for a bit. I'm gonna stop the live stream. So if you guys want to say bye really quick, I'm gonna remove my spotlight. Peace, YouTube. Later out, everyone who's watching right now. Is it taking me that long to do that? Like I just like do my own thing. Like, all right, guys, peace. That's it for the live stream. But yeah.
That was amazing. It's been a really long time since I've heard poetry performed with music.
I
think
we're still.
Yeah. No, we're still
recording.
No, it's fine. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I haven't stopped the live stream. Oh no, that's cool. I can make it the live stream. That's kind of my specialty. It's cheating. Ha, hint. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say good night for the live stream. We'll see you next Monday. Viewers, listeners, if you want to be part of this, just follow some Barbed Wire Open Mic series. All right, guys. See you next time. Peace.
Later.
And then I got a whole